Well,
Hey!
what happened last time on Ebon Ward?
Last time on Ebon Ward, you'll have to bear with me because it has been a little bit. You guys kicked off with trying to convert the two large Revenant, the embalming golems, to your side using the spores of Montague and Pendergast. This went off without a hitch. It just straight up just worked. You then made sure to be like, places, people, to get ready for the return of Parthena Veridis. You provided yourselves with all the buffs that you needed. You made sure that everything was situated, and then you learned that Parthena wasn't going to show up for another 4 hours. So you chitty-chatted, did buffs again, and kind of learned a little bit more about Marjorie and discussing like monologue tips as well as like etiquette as being the villain and whatnot, and actually kind of gave her a little morale boost of like, come on, monologue at her, monologue. Come on, just monologue. And so Parthena did finally arrive, and Marjorie did her little monologue, and then you kicked the ever-living shit out of Parthena and her crew. I'm not even going to call it a battle, because it wasn't. And with, you know, Nash and Maze doing an immense amount of damage to Parthena's body so she couldn't regenerate quickly enough. Redpath providing support to ensure that Parthena couldn't escape. And most importantly, Dia being able to lock down her teleportation and use spores to stagger her and also like overwhelm the mind. You guys were able to deliver the I don't remember my device. It's a triangle, and it destroyed all of the spores. The end. No. But with that handled, you were able to move the now restored Maria, who's still unconscious, over to the table, and Marjorie was deeply thankful for everything you had done. As this was being handled, Nash and Redpath went to go pick up the rest of the crew, that being Astrafel Blackthorn, Garen, and Andrin. Astrafel clearly is a bit emotional and moved on ahead, and Garen stayed behind a little bit and was kind of a goofball to try and cheer up Redpath. Jury's out now how successful that was. But now you guys are in the process of getting things ready for these various operations. Now, where did we want to start? Because we've got a couple of different little options. I think Dia had wandered off to go kind of investigate one of the back rooms for various supplies and things of the sort for this process. And then Redpath and Nash, as I said before, were returning back to base. I think Maze is just hanging out with Marjorie and unconscious Maria.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Well, I think we would probably want to check in on Maria. Well, depends how much time has passed. If it has been a little bit, we can check in on Maria before we move on to whatever is next. But, I don't know, Dia, what are you doing?
She's not.
Well, no, that's the cyanide. No, I'm, yeah, well, my dilemma is I honestly don't know how much there is interesting to... I don't... In this room, which we briefly looked over before, yeah, Dia would certainly be looking around to make sure that they had... We've gathered everything that can give us any kind of advantage in the tasks we're about to undertake. But without knowing your own plans, Will, I don't know whether or not there's anything interesting to show there, whether this is just like, yeah, I make a search check and this is what I find, or whether there are actual, like, decisions to be made and blah, 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 blah. So why don't you give me a guidance in that regard?
I think mostly what you're looking for is just like some more ectoplasm to ensure that the device is fully charged up. Maybe looking to see if there are some spare parts, just because like the device should work just fine, but it probably wouldn't be the end of the world to provide a touch-up in a couple of locations, just to ensure it's in tip-top shape. And not to mention, Addis has been very, very quiet, and as you're kind of like plinking away with various bottles, he kind of like pipes up. So, how confident are you that this will work?
Well, I think we're a bit beyond confidence at this point, insofar as she kind of taps the side of her arm and thinks, I don't see that we have an alternative. So I think it's less a question of will this work and more this needs to work. So we're going to make it work.
That sounds pretty good.
There's... Well, you have concerns?
This just seems like a challenging process. It was mentioned before that we are intertwined to an extent, and I am concerned that some of you may be taken, or some of me is left behind, and I find that would be unfair to you.
Well, it would be an adjustment for both of us. There's nothing to say we couldn't try again and keep... Well, I don't know. It's a possibility. But, I mean, we've been as intertwined as can be for quite a while now. I can't say that I've hated it. And if a little bit of you gets left behind, well, I'll feel a little bad to have taken something from you, but it could be a nice reminder of this phase in my life. And I hope you'd feel the same way if you ended up with just a little bit of me.
Oh, I'd be quite content with that, because I'd be getting some good stuff. You, however, I fear would not receive nearly as many pleasantries.
You think so?
I just heard a motorcycle.
Anyway, I'm out of here.
I'm trying to stop the motorcycles.
It's Yearn! He got me!
They found me! The Libyans!
Addis kind of thinks for a moment.
Yearn has influenced me deeply, to the point where they are even bothering you now. I don't believe they'll be able to sink their teeth into you. But it doesn't change the fact that they'll still watch. And likely annoy.
I think that is something I can expect to deal with in future, no matter how this goes. I get the sense from my brief time speaking to them that they are perhaps a little, just, obsessive, a little bit covetous of the things and the people that they have influence over. And you will have been one of those. And if I actually succeed in separating you from them, I don't know. I suppose, from what we know, that should actually advance Yearn's goals, which frankly is a little annoying, but I think they're going to remain interested in me regardless. I think that's just something, that's just some unwanted attention that I am going to have to deal with, no matter what.
Can you give me an intelligence check when you mention Yearn?
You remember how to spell their name. Just checking my... Okay,
Y-U-R-N.
yeah. Yearn.
Yearn is right behind you.
Yearn.
20 plus... Okay.
Fantasy spelling be like?
Yes.
Okay.
That would be if they were a character in a Forgotten Realms official published module.
Right. You think about that, and like what Yearn has said, where granting wishes would grant them power. That's partly true. But you think of it like, why would Yearn not just grant the wishes immediately. Sure, there's clearly some Fey bullshit of, like, taunting a creature for an extended period of time. But a lot of these individuals that have been nabbed by Yearn to become insatiable, they're all notably powerful creatures, whether it be from their soul, their lineage, or even the fact that they're a demigod. So why not just grant the wish? Unless that meant you could either get a burst of power or keep drinking from it forever.
Ooh.
So will Yearn get more power from this? Yes. Will they get a lot? No. Because you're shutting off the faucet.
An interesting theory. Well, I can't say they seemed like they'd be very good at concealing their own disposition, their own emotions regarding this. So, I imagine if I receive a sternly worded letter from them, I can imagine that this served as an inconvenience, and that would give me some satisfaction. I think you're worrying too much about me right now. I know we both have a lot to worry about, but there's going to be a lot of unfamiliar and, frankly, probably scary things ahead for you, just like there were scary things behind. And I think that's something that you're going to have to steel yourself for, but on the other side of this, there's going to be a whole new world of experiences opening up for you. Just try and keep focused on that.
Yeah. I know I've said it before. I don't think I do deserve this kindness. However, if this does work, I will do my best to earn it.
Well, I appreciate that. I guess you took a roundabout way, but hey, you ended up finding a much better dispositioned wish granter, huh?
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much, dear.
One other thing, seriously. Whatever happens, if it seems like anything's going wrong, I don't want you to... I have already made peace with the fact that there are ways this could go wrong that could be really bad for me. Probably in some ways I can comprehend, and maybe even in some ways that I can't. But it's my decision, and I'm seeing it through. And if anything does start going wrong, and you feel like you ought to somehow intervene, somehow pull the plug, and do that for my sake to try and save me, don't. That's not what I want. I'm getting you out the other side of this. And if I break myself, I will just figure out how to fix it.
Addis is quiet for a long while.
Duly noted.
But I don't think it will go wrong. I think we're gonna be okay. And I think, God, now that we've come this far, it's, there is a pretty important decision for you to make, actually.
Yes.
You gotta figure out what body you want.
Ah! That was actually already handled with Mr. Blackthorn.
Oh, good, good. You got out ahead of it.
Yes. It was a while ago, but was able to provide a general idea.
Ooh, don't tell me. I'll be really excited to see it in person.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. Yeah.
That's been handled. We've handled the art commission of it.
I want you to know, I have had an icon since Blackthorn Manor before, because I had to be ready and I didn't know when the fuck you were gonna try shit.
I could have tried some crazy bullshit at almost any point.
It's been just sitting there, and I'm like, I'm so sorry, artist. You did a lovely job. Soon, I swear.
It will happen, artist who did unnamed artist.
Unless things go really bad.
In that case, then it'll go in the dumpster.
I'm optimistic, but yeah. So you guys have your little chitty chat. Where do we want to jump to next?
We could go to Maze, and then after we chat for a while, Redpath and friends can return.
Yeah.
Convenient.
So, I know I haven't done this in a long while.
Mm-hmm.
I think I need to do this.
That's correct.
Oh,
you are
man.
right.
What a throwback.
Now, chat, they don't have little name tags, okay?
They do.
Hello, my
He's
name
lying.
is.
Dude, Redpath is gonna walk in and be like, "Oh, this won't do. You're gonna have to wear name tags."
Yeah, Marjorie.
I mean, really, if Maria can use physiomancy to transform her entire body and clothing into a visage of Parthena, surely she can just give herself a blue
Yeah, she can
coat or
create a name
something.
tag.
Yeah, gives herself a, like, fleshy beating name tag.
Yeah.
Ew.
She doesn't do that.
Just gives herself a little mouth in her chest that's constantly singing "I just met a girl named Maria" from West Side Story.
She doesn't do that either. Currently, I don't think she does much of anything.
Yeah, right now she is still completely zonked out, and Marjorie is just kind of like doing just a quick examination of just like checking the heart rate and things of the sort.
She seems stable.
Yes. I'm not looking forward to the conversation that's about to follow. But she's at least doing well, and that's all thanks to you and the rest of the 11th hour.
We certainly tried our best, though I do wish it could have been a little less gruesome.
Marjorie shakes her head. I honestly think this went exceedingly well. From what I can tell, no one was harmed on our side of things. And
Yeah, we
she's
got
already
out of it
healing.
with pretty minimal damages, and she seems to be in one piece, more or less.
her physiomancy is a bit more useful than mine. I mean, even right now, it's restoring her.
Well, there's no need for talk like that. Yours is plenty helpful.
It has its uses, to be sure. If you need someone to burst like a water balloon.
And that is a very useful thing.
It's a bit more limited, and I don't think nearly as many people would appreciate it. I think if they could choose between having a leg restored or having an aneurysm, I think they'd choose the leg to praise.
Probably not. But, I mean, they don't get to choose. You didn't either.
Fair enough. Well, now that this chapter is complete, and that you're done with the good doctor, as it were, what do you plan to do next?
Nothing sane, that's for sure.
Perhaps a break?
Oh, a break would be wonderful, but I don't really expect that to be the case. I think we're probably going to have to, more sooner than later, charge headlong into a giant collective of paladins who will probably be more than happy to annihilate me.
Hmm. Yeah, that's not great. She, like, turns back to look at Maria.
Not spectacular now. But it's alright. I only told Conqueror Pain that I'm a walking corpse. It's not like she'll use that against me.
I don't know this Conqueror Pain exceedingly well, but I'd imagine her to be extremely petty if she moved her resources for one man. She looks at Maria, who was once Parthena.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go holding my breath. Due in no small part because I could do it for a really long time.
Chat says that you're quiet for some reason, Lamp.
Oh, am I?
No.
I can pump myself a little bit. There we go. Hopefully that helps. If it doesn't, let me know. How long do you think it's gonna take her to get up?
Remarkably impatient, though I must agree with the sentiment. And she, like, reaches down and, like, kind of brushes some of the hair out of Maria's face. I imagine sooner rather than later. I couldn't quite pinpoint it. Here, you know what? I'll give Maria a fortitude. Yeah, okay. It's around that time that Maria's eyes kind of open and she, like, locks on to Yume's in a mask at first, is like, and then it turns to Marjorie and she actually gets a kind of shocked expression and, like, reaches out for Margie. Margie, you look so old. And Marjorie kind of looks down. Yeah, well, it's looking into a mirror. And, like, gently grips her hand. What do you remember? Maria thinks for a bit. I take it a lot has happened? Marjorie nods. Well, we got into a fight with Father, and then, he threw us in... We're still here? It's okay. Just keep telling me, what do you remember? And... No, we, like, getting, like, flashes, we talked about, how to help with Mother and make her dreams come to fruition, and I don't know much more than that. Marjorie just, like, lightly grips her hand. You're very lucky.
It really was basically none of her, huh? Well, there's a lot you'll need to be caught up on then.
I'm sorry. You are, I'm gonna have... we're at an interesting point where...
Sorry, who's this guy?
her brain is, like, all sorts of...
Yeah, it's like
It's
fried.
like Swiss cheese, dude.
fucked. Because there's been multiple sets of spores in her brain and all that jazz, so I'm gonna have her... What is your intelligence?
Yeah, see if you can't remember.
Alright.
Remembered.
You actually have a little lower stat in comparison.
Ooh.
She, like, is racking her brain. I'm so sorry. And she, like, fully sits up and, like, takes off her gloves and, like, looks at her hands and is just, like, realizing that how different she does look, and she actually even, like, looks over at the glass case and sees her reflection and just kind of, like, touches her face a bit.
It's alright. I don't really expect you to remember me. My name is Maze Myers. Consider me your ambassador to the land of the living. Welcome back.
Marjorie turns. You were infected with spores, as was I. However, the spores that you had the memories of... There's no good way to say this. You were infected with Parthena Veritas. Maria widens her eyes. Stop, slow down. What do you mean by that? The spores took hold of your mind, and you remember the Revenant process. Maria kind of like widens her eyes a bit. Well, it turns out that memories can sometimes transfer as well. That was a discovery that was made later, and one that Parthena sought to explore further and further, and we now firsthand know what happens. Archie, what did I do? What we did, we have a lot of work to do to make up for what we've done. But, once Father gets here, we can... And Maria, like, actively, like, sits up. What? No. No, I don't want him anywhere near us. We're even in this situation because of him. And Marjorie puts her hands up. I know. I know. I've had a talk with him. Oh, now he wants to talk? Okay, that's... I can't even say that's unfair because you are right.
It's pretty reasonable, yeah.
Yeah, like, and then Maria's a little surprised that no one, like, fights back on that, but, like, sits up more straight. And so what? Have you forgiven him? Not entirely, but I feel like if we don't try to find a middle ground, what are we even going to do? Maria, like, leans forward. We almost took him last time. Maria, why don't you just... I've missed you. You haven't really been yourself. Maria, like, leans forward. If I haven't been myself, why were you cooperating with her? With Parthena? Margie kind of freezes for a bit.
It's because she's a bit of a doormat.
You pop in to defend Margie, and you don't need to roll high or anything for a sense motive. You can tell she is thankful because her answer that you know was, I couldn't tell the difference.
Oh my god. Oh my god, thank God you said anything.
Yeah. Because it's true. Like, and even in this moment, you could see that Maria is a Spitfire. Like, even though she is still coming to consciousness, has been zonked for how long, her immediate response is, we should kill Dad.
Yeah.
like it's just immediate. And it's like, oh, okay. It's, yeah,
Fuck your father, fuck your father.
I get it, you know. You're not fond of the guy. I don't think I would be either, and I don't think you're owed him any particular kindness. But for whatever it's worth to you, in your probably very hazy head at the moment, his contributions would have made rescuing you from the state you were in impossible.
Maria turns to Marjorie, who knows that she's terrible at lying. Margie nods. Yes. And it's courtesy of Maze and his companions that you and I can even have this conversation right now. Maria, you need to understand. Parthena developed an entire Revenant military force, using civilians, and even attacked a city and was nearly successful, quite frankly. No matter how we slice this, even though we are victims, we are certainly not heroes. So, please, instead of immediately going for claws, can we please just try to talk to people? I know I did a bad job with you, and I'm going to try harder. Maria kind of scowls. I think I need a walk.
Girl, I don't know if you can. She tries to get out of the bed. What?
Yeah, Maria, like, very shakily gets to her feet. I doubt the scenery is going to be exactly stellar around here, but I just need to move for a bit.
She's probably here like, why is it so dirty in here? Oh, it's been 500 years.
Gets up. Well, I can so steady, unsteady. I can barely walk. Hang on. Morph's tank treads.
No.
As Maria goes, she does actually like look around and be like, "Do I even want to know how long it's been?"
You're going to find out one way or the other.
Margie looks over her shoulder. About 400 years. Maria gets a stern look and just stomps out of the room.
I think I'm gonna.
You wouldn't know
I think
the
I'm gonna
difference.
tail her. I don't think she should go off without supervision at the moment.
Yeah. Thank you.
Slinks after her.
Yeah. Are you sneaky at all, or?
Nah,
or...
I'm gonna be pretty transparent that I'm gonna be following her.
Okay.
May as well try and be cordial. We can have a nice little chat. Go for a stroll. It'll be nice.
Walk with me, talk with me.
Yeah. As she stomps around, I guess we could jump down to these fine folks. I get some different music. We don't need this level of bummer. What else do I have? I guess we can toss the no, that's gonna be too happy. Well,
Yeah.
fuck it.
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, why
Yeah.
not?
No complaints.
It's just the one strum. There's nothing else that happens.
One strum silence.
Astrofel reaches the door and kind of like stops for a moment.
Yes, you're going to want to prepare yourself for the state of this place, but also I think it might be a smarter idea to find a nice cozy little room that's not completely destroyed and just huddle up in there until we're ready to come and get you.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's more the last time I passed through these doors. It was the end of my family. Seems like a nice chance to remedy that. Just saying.
Could be start of fixed family.
I don't know why. I just envisioned Astrofel looking at you with your hammer and like probably a door you fix at his house, and he's like, Nash is right. Astrofel pushes through the doors and like as a reminder, there are bodies everywhere.
Red Path is just here like, oh god. Oh, fuck.
No shortage of available carnage.
What is the best path?
Well, Red Puff, you said maybe he should stay in side room and not go to big room first.
Yeah, yes, there is what I believe is, or once was, a mess hall over here to the right. The first door, maybe not the, one of the doors on the side, there's like I guess a living quarters. Maybe you could sit in there and ruminate about what you're going to say to try and, you know, calm the storm down.
Sure. Yes. And he walks on in and finds two giant revenant golems just like shooting through the doorway. Like Montague like looks over his shoulder. Hey. And Pendergast gives a friendly little wave too. I don't think this would be a good place to think.
I forgot. The Gira still coming?
No, but it's fun to shoot.
Oh,
Like I said, I don't think this is a good place for me to think. Like he starts turning around.
Try imagine, if you will, that you were a tree for hundreds of years and now you have limbs and a gun.
it's a machine gun.
This is the raddest shit I've ever
Okay.
seen.
Maybe the tree room, the arboretum. You know what? Yeah, there's like the idea of fresh air in there, if that's what you need. I don't know. There are nice trees in there you could talk to. They might give you some sobering advice.
Montague looks over. Yes, I can attest they're swell.
The trees will be really helpful. Get lost.
Yeah. Garen like looks at all the carnage, and let's see. Oh, Nash, are you gonna go through that northern door or?
Oh God, was this the one we were? Yeah, we went through here before. We cleared this out.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
This is
The
probably still
microwave has been turned off.
residually
This
a
This is
little
just
hot.
this is just a room filled with empty armor, basically.
And saw blades that got gummed up by like armor and
Yeah, but we turned those
viscera.
off.
Yeah, if you want to go through there, you can signal Astroval like, hey, why don't you come this way, mate?
Just thinking that one room over there got ghosts in it still.
Yeah,
Oh.
they exist in there, and like they're trapped for now. But I don't want to take any chances.
Yes, I would prefer not to engage with ghosts. I haven't had a great history with them.
Alright, then hop around saw blades.
Yeah, no, you guys, like Astroval and like Garen and Andrew, are like, what the fuck happened?
A lot of it was them doing it to themselves, really. It was a bit of a comedy of errors.
Andrew cocks an eyebrow. So, like, did you do, like, not to take away credit from what you did do, like, did you do anything here, or was this just kind of like...
I did as little as I could.
Well, Red Breath cast spell that make them not see us, and they got very scared. So they started doing many things.
Garen,
Like I said,
Garen,
I cast a spell that made me do as little as I could.
Garen and Andrin have the exact, like, eyebrow cock as they go, the dead were scared? Of what, did they think it was ghosts?
Like, intruder they couldn't see.
Okay, I guess that makes more sense. I'm curious that they would go to such drastic measures immediately. He, like, looks over at this saw blade that's like stuck in a chest plate. Just kind of keeps
Nash
going.
just like shrugs like, I'm not supposed to know why
were
they
most
did
likely
it.
they were most likely programmed to do that.
I see. Garen, like, at a couple of points, like, Princess carries Andrin over the corpses and whatnot. He's like, I don't want you anywhere near these things.
Icky.
You gross, icky.
Ugh, yucky. And it's, as you guys are making your way up,
Nash turning around like a tour guide saying, okay, acid coming up here. So what
There's a giant hole in the door. They can see the ass.
I was trying to be helpful.
Maze, do you catch Maria and like say anything to her, or?
I think Maze catches that they're coming down the hallway.
We're
Is like,
coming
hey, we
fucking
should continue moving in this direction.
What? Fine. And she like kind of.
You know, there's acid there. It's dangerous.
I mean, yeah, no, it's full of acid. It's a pretty lousy place to stop and chat. How are you doing here? What's on the old noggin? What's in the gray matter?
I am apparently missing, or only have parts of so many years gone. I have the luxury of apparently being able to live an extensive amount of time, but I lost 400 years. Because, what, my dad didn't know how to console children who lost their mother?
And it was a pretty lousy move, yeah. I'm certainly not going to laud him for that decision-making. He had to do something. And I'm pretty sure, had he thought about it for a while, he could have thought of something better. But he didn't, so here we are. At least you got to make it into the future the easy way, right? I've been doing it the hard way.
Oh, elaborate.
You said you've missed 400 years?
She nods.
I've been living for about 170. And most of them were not very interesting.
Was that
What, do you need me to hold your hand? Come on, go!
Astrovel turns around. I am enjoying the environmental storytelling, and I'm piecing together what has happened.
Oh, good luck with that.
I am looking and seeing a funny skeleton on a toilet.
I am reading a journal, one of the revenants left
One of
behind.
the apocalypse logs. I'm looking at the blackboard that says I miss the internet.
I am hacking the Robco terminal.
Maria, like, kind of crosses her arms. I just... Hmm?
This way. That's where the tree room is.
I am not being provided much guidance. Blackthorn just kind of like stops in the room and just kind of like takes in the vibes, and Montague and Pendergast like both look and go, "Who is this?" Because to be fair, it's not like they're the same person. You took copies of the memories.
Yeah.
So these ones have no idea who this guy is. Or they might have an idea.
It depends. How connected are they?
Let's roll an intelligence check for these trees.
How much did Meredith tell them about
They
her
know.
hot husband?
Oh, they know.
Yeah, the trees are just like, "Oh, Monty, look who's come back. Oh, yes, the last time you were here, you caused quite the stir." Like, Astrovel, like, looks around. "I apologize for that. No, it's fine. It took a while, but we've made some new companions despite your behavior."
This is not helpful either.
I said sobering, not helpful.
It's just a face. Just gonna step away.
Yeah, so they have their conversation. And Maria, like, turns back to you. So 170 years, and it wasn't really feeling like living. Is that your fault, or what?
Depends on how you feel about liable. Could have been my fault. I wasn't doing anything about it. But I didn't really know that I could.
She kind of, like, taps her foot. Well, unfortunately, I didn't get much of a choice in the matter.
We got a whole world of options now. From what I've heard from your sister, you've been blessed with a lot of power. And from what I've
Maria.
seen myself, it's really something to behold.
Maria, like, looks down at her hand. Yeah. Has Margie gotten any better with hers?
She's gotten better, but she still seems to have the same outlook on it.
So she can't fix anything still. Great. Like, leans back on the door.
Hasn't stopped her from trying to fix things, though.
Hopefully with better results. Do you like creep at the door?
He just cracks it open a little bit to see who is talking, because he doesn't know which is which.
Uh-huh.
He still
Yeah,
doesn't
but
know
she's
which is
giving off
which.
bitch energy right now.
Mm-hmm. Look, I'm not going to make you talk to your dad. Even if your sister would like to, like you both to, and try and make some sort of amends, I have no real horse in that race. You can do whatever you want. I'm not gonna make you talk to him, but you should talk to somebody. And I don't think I have any business in that room anyway, so it can be me.
She looks at you blankly for a long while. The kind of thing of like, you remember, right? Maria hasn't had the 5 years to like clean up her act.
Mm-hmm.
If she could snap bubblegum, she would right now.
Yeah, no, she's an angry teen, more or
Right.
less.
Luck be a lady tonight. Luck be a lady tonight. Do a da 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 something and something. Luck be a lady tonight. Marjorie, you're not standing by the thing?
Try again.
Oh. Very nice to meet you, Maria. My name is Dia.
She like looks down at your hand and like
Whichever.
she like very slowly extends hers. Charmed, I'm sure.
I'm in the weird position along with all my friends here of feeling like I've met you, but I really haven't. So I'm looking forward to getting that pleasure.
Yes, I'm ecstatic for the opportunity.
You're feeling well enough to walk around now?
I needed to walk away for a moment more than anything.
Okay. Well, I'll be around if you need anything from me, a complete stranger. Anyway, I'm just Maze, I'm just checking over some stuff in the lab. I need to see if that magic sucking machine can be of any use.
Of course. I'm sure there's already plenty of gears turning in your head on all the things you need
I'm
to get
sorry.
done.
If I wasn't in the middle of something, honestly, I would love to just sit down and properly get to know you. I genuinely, I do hope we have the chance.
Maria nods. Doesn't say anything else.
All right, luck be a lady tonight.
Luck be a lady tonight.
Be a lady tonight.
yeah.
Yeah, harmonizing with another person that only she can hear.
She's just ignoring us.
I think she's in her girls' night magic mode.
Yep.
Yes, but that doesn't give her an excuse to be rude.
Backs
Here,
up
Andy,
into
give me your
here.
hand. Come on.
Hello, everyone okay? Garen, Andrin, you made it here. Do you need? You gonna be okay crossing the acid lagoon?
No, we'll be fine. This is just a
Here, come on.
mess. Yes.
There's
The oldest man in the world is in this room over here, being talked to by trees. So don't disturb him. Also, if you get the chance, don't let her in there.
The trees are giving him a pep talk. You're a real piece of shit. Yeah, no, honestly.
What were you
Can't
even
believe you did
thinking?
that.
well, it
They
doesn't
were
seem-
children.
It doesn't seem terribly viable to keep them separated for very long in these circumstances. Are we playing guidance counselor in a second?
Ideally not a second, but within the hour, probably.
Okay. Well, you don't have to take it all on yourself. Let me know. I'm just gonna be, tinkering and puttering as I do.
And I'm gonna stop standing on all these bones.
Oh yeah, that was Parthena and a bunch of other guys. Go on ahead.
Oh God!
Yeah.
And they left it here.
Yes,
Yeah.
they were very creative. They wanted it to be like a trophy, I
It's
guess.
a statement piece.
Yeah. Disgusting.
They both.
Garen, don't. Did we deactivate this skull plate? I
Yes.
think Maze did.
Yeah.
I believe
Yeah.
you did,
Okay.
yes.
Now, they should be deactivated, but if you see any more of the floor panels that look almost like that, most of them should be deactivated. Try not to step on them anyway. Andy should be okay, but Garen, please be careful.
There's like a moment where you say, "Oh, Andy will be okay," and Andrew's like, "Oh," like for just a moment.
Hey, we're here to fix it, okay?
Yeah. And, like she knows that, but it's still like a little reminder of like, dead.
Oh, you're dead.
Okay. You are here. How are you holding up?
She gets her smile, and goes, it's a lot, but I feel like this is the first step is going to be rough. Maybe the next 40 are going to be not so great, but I feel like after that, we're really going to be running, and that's going to be okay.
I think you have a real opportunity to have a little bit of fun here, actually. Because obviously you guys are twins, and so you're practically speaking, you're the same age for all extents and purposes. But I always got the sense from how you discussed your sister that there was a little bit of an older sister, younger sister dynamic between you just by virtue of your personalities. Is that about right?
That's true.
Well, now, look at all the life experience you have. You can lord it over her.
Oh, look at the turns of tables.
She smirks. I am technically older. Look at that. Maybe there are some perks to this.
And
I don't know if it was worth it, but...
Absolutely in no universe was it worth it, but you got to capture these silver linings where you can. And in all seriousness, I think she's going to need an older sister in her life for a little while anyway.
Marjorie nods.
But maybe don't say you older sister.
Yeah, I'll never figure that out.
No, yeah, she'll have a ghastly realization at some point.
I mean, no, now that she doesn't have a mother to put her in her place.
But, I said it to Maze already, but thank you all so much. So
the really hard work is still ahead.
Yes, I was even about to say, whatever you need assistance with this process.
Oh, I wasn't talking about. I mean, you have.
Oh.
You've got as much of your family back as you're ever going to be able to have, and that's a whole lifetime's worth of opportunity for you. And now it's going to be on both of you to make the most of it, is what I meant.
She nods. That's a fair point. And I don't plan on wasting it.
I'm glad. All right, magic box. Luck be a lady tonight.
Yeah, you examine the magic box, and you recall from your quick study of this thing is what it does is that you can spend some of your health to actually boost your magic temporarily.
Honestly, if I put my cards on the table, I didn't even intend to do anything interacting with this device on screen. This is literally just my excuse to move my character from one place to another, and I can fade into the background now.
Fair enough. Yeah, let's see here. I imagine after a while, Astrophel goes, "Right, these trees are annoying." He starts to just walk out. Let's see here.
You'll look be a lady tonight.
Do you try to tell Maria to return back to the lab?
No.
Or?
No, I mean it. Like, she doesn't have to talk to him if she doesn't want to. I'm not gonna make her, nor will I suggest it.
Yeah.
I think at a certain point, Redpath will. I don't know if Andrin wants to chill out here or if Garen does or whatever, but he needs at least somebody extra to come with him so he can point out and make a list of, okay, we have to clean this, we have to move that out of here, we're gonna need to move all of this. So he will basically go along like a circuit.
Yeah, I mean, Garen and Andrin both have a vested interest in this, so they're like, whatever you need us to do, like, just point and say it, and it'll happen.
Nash is also running probably between both of the project crews. Like, need any help? Need any help? Need any help? Between both of them.
Nash, get coffee.
Nash, go get coffee.
Andrin
Oh shit, I have coffee.
I mean,
Oh shit, for real?
Yeah, I bought it at the very beginning of the game because I was under the misimpression of how strict to the Pathfinder rules we were gonna be.
So you know, we need like rations.
Hell
and
yeah,
things.
make some coffee. It has not gone bad.
That is what's going through in Pat's mind, is that like, okay, I know what we all need to do to get this ready, but like, I just need to make an inventory list of it, and before we actually do anything, I'm going to make food, because we all need to sit down and fucking eat, okay? We need to eat or we're gonna be hangry, and things are gonna get worse.
Yeah. I mean, there is that living quarter that has, like, a broken oven.
I suppose. Oh, okay. So, while they're going along their little circuit throughout the building, I imagine he does end up actually running into Maze and Maria at some point.
Probably.
I will move him over to where Maria is, or where do you imagine they would be by now?
I don't think Maria has moved much because, like, she's just kind of being a mean teenager to Maze for a while.
Yeah, no, we're just
Okay.
hanging out, quote unquote. The Maze
Okay,
occasionally
well,
reaching into his bag, trying to find something to use as an icebreaker. Just like, hey, do you want to turn into a mouse? Oh, you don't? Yeah, that makes sense.
Maria crosses her arms. I could already do that if I wanted to, which I don't.
Yeah, no, that's sensible. There's not a lot of practicality for turning into a mouse anyway.
No. So what's your deal?
My deal? Well, let's see. I was an assassin, generally lacking in empathy. Now I'm more of a freelancer, less lacking in empathy. Certainly better than I was. I'd actually say now I'm a bit of a bleeding heart when it comes to, you know, people who don't generally deserve additional Oh, hey, Redpath, how's it going?
Hi! Wow, you're still here!
Maria looks over. Another one?
Mm-hmm.
Looks at the
What do you
chef
want
get
to
up.
eat?
This is the first moment where, like, Maria actually gets a, like, ooh, the kind of expression of, like, that'd be nice.
Oh my god, food?
Yeah, he's an expert. There is nothing that he can't manage.
I don't know. I've been gone for quite some time. Do you have any expertise? A personal favorite, perhaps?
I'm primarily a baker, so God, get off the fucking motorcycle!
Oh,
Astrofel, I need this.
he makes phenomenal pies.
Looks over. All right. I could go for pie.
Yes, but would you like anything for a meal? Because I think that would be a smarter idea than rather than just an entire dessert.
She, like, stares at you blankly for a while. I think pie will suffice, thank you.
If you keep giving me that attitude, you're going to get gelatin.
Maria, like, kind of crosses her arms and looks away. You do as you please. It's your life.
Maze, what would you like?
I think pie does sound lovely, but you know, something hearty would probably do well too. I think we've all lost a fair amount of blood, so restoring some of that might be good.
Okay. Goodbye.
Blood pie it is.
It turns around. He will be making like a big old like beef pie kind of thing as well. He like turns around and
Ooh.
slams the door.
Astrofel approaching the door. Is something
You know,
the
bang
matter?
up job on that one,
eyes widen and he begins to move that way.
Yeah. No.
Look, a cat!
No.
He's like
She's
looking past you.
Yeah, I know. She's still clearly very pissed off. If she doesn't even want to talk to me, who walked up to offer her food politely, how do you think that's gonna go for you, huh?
I will not offer food.
That was the
Can
problem.
someone come
in
get
your
this man?
Oh, I was gonna go make coffee. I need to get this man now.
Just Nash
No, if you wanna be
holding a
useful,
little,
come with us to the kitchen.
a little bag of coffee.
Look, I
grounds, a little
googled how long coffee beans stay good for. The time I've referenced the Ebon Ward timeline. It hasn't
Thank
been
you,
a
Sprite.
year.
Let's go!
Coffee beans are still good, guys.
They're still good, and you know what? Yeah.
I have another chance to get a 20 on a useless skill.
You're right, Nash barista.
Yeah, no, do you wanna give me
Well, yeah. Let me go. I gotta go to the coffee.
Yeah.
Nash, get this, man.
path
I'm
will-
grinding beans right now.
Can you not?
Pat will push him around and turn him towards Nash. Let's go to the kitchen so you can actually feel like you're useful.
I see.
I think might be good
Okay.
idea since everyone say she don't remember thing. So last thing she remember was you tried to hurt her badly.
And at least if you can help out making a meal for her, maybe that might smooth things over a little bit. Just a little.
That makes sense. We should do something about this acid.
Oh man, I
Can
just
you
remember.
do something about the acid?
I just remember. Your dad was a house. We could talk about that.
Holy shit.
Maria cocks an eyebrow. What?
That was a house.
I mean, he was tall, sure, but what are you talking about?
No, you're gonna. If you're still furious at him, you'll love what he's been going through over the time that you've been taking the big nap.
The big nap. That's what we're calling the incident where her brain was mushed for 400 years.
Yep. Carry on.
Amazing. Yeah, so, you guys, here, I'll just warp down here. Yeah, why don't you guys give me some cooking checks?
This is gonna go so
Cool.
awesome and cool. It's just my wisdom mod. It's not.
Wisdom mod. Oh, man.
Any negatives to this, or if he rolls badly, I'm gonna blame it on the fact that this place is 400 years of pigsty.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
blame
no,
it on the
yeah.
fact that it's bad. It's an 8.
You're not sure
Oh,
if it's
Nash.
the beans or Nash. The coffee's not stellar.
Nash takes a sip like, chef's supposed to taste it first.
No, stop!
Oh.
Caffeine bad for dogs. Stop!
Oh, Nash, no! You know what he did? He grinded it too much. He made it so fine, it's basically powder.
It's full of
like-
grounds.
Yes. I guess, do you want Astrofel to make a cooking check?
I mean, the public wants that.
Make
Nash
him
looking
clean.
at the
Make
remainder of
him
the coffee
clean.
beans he has and thinking, I can't try that one so badly. I can't do it again.
So let's see here. This is a wisdom check for our boy Astrofel Blackthorn. Oh, that's when he was in Cuckoo Banana State. Okay. Yeah, when he's in Cuckoo Banana State, his wisdom is a 4 because he was a house.
Right.
So his wisdom is actually closer to that, even though he's a demigod.
Oh,
You
bro.
get the feeling
It's worse than the coffee.
you don't know if it's nerves or if it's the equipment.
Or
Or
if
it's
he's a
because-
rich man and we're trying to get him to do grunt work.
You also got to remember it's been 400 years of being a house.
Mm-hmm.
Things have maybe slipped through the cracks at one point or another. Like you actually know this from being at Astrofel's home. Like, Astrofel and his family, like, didn't really have servants or anything of the sort, just because he and Meredith believed that they should be self-sufficient. And even though they have wealth and whatnot, they should be able to take care of themselves. It doesn't change the fact that, like, Astrofel just didn't learn how to cook great. Like, he can make sandwiches and, like,
well, yeah, that's kind of like entry level for a dad.
Right, exactly.
I bet he can make an omelet.
Yeah, he can make a mean dog, or he can make a glizzy. But outside of that,
do you want to try and crack an egg, fry an egg?
You make it sound as though it would be difficult.
He looks at him mirthlessly.
Just the never-ending saga of can you cook an egg?
All right, so it's a dex check, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, here is
Nash is still looking at his bad, horrible coffee and going, I can't make an egg. How can I think I can make an egg when I can't do this?
You watch as Astrofel grabs 2 eggs in one hand and cracks them both and puts them into the bowl with no shells. With one hand.
Well, you can do it, but you're not very good at following instructions. I said, can you crack an egg? I was gonna have Nash do the other one. Nash, would you like to come and help?
I surpassed expectations. I do not deserve this belittling.
You did a good job. There was finesse there.
Thank you. Do
Okay,
you need
try
more?
And fry it. Yeah, try and fry it. See what you get.
All right. So we've done wisdom for this.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
They're sticking. The eggs are sticking.
Like, you see that the eggs are sticking, you're like, you should. He's like, hold. Like, for way too long.
Dude, I love this fucking comment in chat. He can crack an egg. Of course he can. He's trans.
Unfortunately, that's all he can do.
Yeah, no, there's hold on. We're cooking with the embodiment of evolution. I think we need some different music.
He can unfry an egg. Oh my god.
Yeah, so you watch as the demigod of evolution just fucks up an egg. This is why I cracked 2, Redpath. Allow me to try one more time to prove my skill set.
Please, another.
It is barely better, and the only reason you can tell it's better is because of your expertise. Nash can't see the fucking difference.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the gunfire's not helping.
You know, I do have to say, this is probably one of the worst setups that I've ever had to work in. Maybe not as bad as that tiny kitchen, but ooh.
Maybe still hope for me in better place.
So here's the question. Are you willing to eat what you've just made? Would you eat that?
He looks down at it, looks back up. This feels like a trick question.
Am I gonna get a trick answer? Hello?
I was kind of feeling out what this might result in. Would you eat it?
If I had made it, and it turned out like that, and I was at your skill level, I would force myself to eat it because I don't like wasting food. This is edible, it might not be wonderful, but I wouldn't feel great giving that to another person. So I'm not gonna be mad at you as long as you agree to eat it.
Looks down.
You will agree to eat it, right?
He looks down at these awful eggs. Penance. And begins to eat them.
Out of the pan!
Jesus Christ. He forms his nails into a spoon. Nash, what happened to your coffee?
It's really bad.
It can't be that bad, come on. You know what? Have you ever had
Gestures to
coffee,
the
Nash? Maybe you just don't have the palate for it. I mean, like, I don't think nobles typically drink coffee for a reason.
I mean, other gnolls said it made them really fast and strong.
Well, the same can be said about certain medicines, and they usually don't taste good either. Okay, let me try this. Oh. Yeah, I'll finish that for you. Okay. Okay. That's alright. We'll make do. It's okay.
Master Felix extends his hand. I still have many things to pay for.
Good man. Now you're learning.
He takes the coffee and he just slams it back.
Breakfast of champions, burnt
Yeah.
eggs and bad coffee.
Coffee.
Wait a minute.
That's
Now
a
he's
dad
truly-
breakfast.
Hell
That's
yeah,
a dad
it
breakfast.
is.
Truly living the millennial life right there, bud.
Wait a minute. Maybe I can get a second chance by using survival instead of profession. Survival is cooking, right?
Yeah, why not? You can try one more.
In the
Maybe you've got
sense that
another
you
bag.
need to consume food in order to live.
Yes.
You know, survival is surviving in the wilderness. And
Yeah, no, it's like
you can say no.
I feel like you'd probably be better served looking for some finesse here.
I'm not arguing against it. I'm merely poking fun.
Look, I'm just saying my survival's one of my good checks.
Oh yeah. No, definitely survival over a naked wisdom check would be beneficial.
I mean, if you want to try one more time with your coffee, that was like your test cup.
That was my test cup.
But
We
I
can
think
do this.
I'm not convinced a survival roll, no matter how much better, will create a better cup of coffee. I think it will just create a cup of coffee.
Now hold on. Using survival to track what went wrong with the first one.
Shut up.
I think there's something there.
I think that's your okay. That's as close to confirmation as you get.
As close to information as I can get.
I mean,
It's just my modifier.
so the best part is that's the same die roll you had. It's
is.
just that this one you like brute force it like, no, it's good.
It's the same. The coffee beans have been wasted. They sat in your bag for a whole adventure, and this is what you do to them.
An adventure? Try the campaign.
But it's funny.
It is.
That's what matters.
It's not a waste if we got a laugh out of them, surely.
Surely. And you can give Maze a cup of bad coffee. It all works.
Okay. I don't think this is very bitter, but if people need to be awake at
That'll
any
do it,
cost,
yeah, for sure. Okay, well, if that's the case, I'm
maybe
gonna
I
stay here.
leave Redpath to cooking now.
Yeah, I'm gonna hang out here and do what I'm supposed to be doing. If anybody else wants to, kind of clean up in here a little bit, that'd be helpful.
I must make amends. And he like starts scrubbing shit.
So here's a quick question.
Yeah.
So as Maze is telling Maria the anecdote of, yeah, your father was living a tortured existence as a house for 400 years, does she like the story? Does she dislike it?
Does she not believe you?
Let's see here. Give me a sense. I gotta turn off this.
Yeah, the
fucking
goofball
clown
track.
music. Hold on. Yeah, give me a sense motive as you're like telling this tale to her of just like, Okay, so Maria's expression is unnerving for a large part of it. As you explain that he was attacked and more or less has been suffering for 400 years, unlike her big nap, as the kids are calling it these days. She seems, it's again that childish mentality of like, good, he got what he deserved. But, like, not processing how horrible that is. Like, Astrophel did bad things, to be certain. Did he deserve that level of punishment? Like, probably not. Probably not. Not many people do, quite frankly. But there is
Oh,
one...
Maze, do you get to the part?
But that's the important
About-
thing. Do you tell the part where he watched Meredith die?
Yeah, no, I think Maze clocks about halfway through the story that she's just getting Schadenfreude out of it, just like, alright, hold, this ought to mix things up a little bit.
Here, let me spice up the trauma.
Let me make you feel bad now.
And you rolled really high, so you could tell. You mention Meredith that she was present, and her face goes pale, her jaw drops as she realizes, wait, Mom lived? Because she has the same perception that Marjorie initially did, where after the Ebon ward nabbed her, she got killed. Because it was shortly after that incident happened that Parthena kidnapped the twins, and then all that bullshit happened here. So they never found out the truth about Meredith. And you watch as she begins to cry. And she gets so mad, she punches the door off its hinges and it slams into the wall on the other side. A slightly different response than what you got with Marjorie.
Oh, alright, destruction, that's fine. Yeah, no, actually, that kind of slipped my mind, huh? You didn't hear about that, huh?
You mean to tell me that had my father actually played the role of being a parent, we would still be a family?
Suppose so, yeah. Just another failure to chalk up for him, I guess.
Where is he?
Now, I don't think answering that question would be very wise.
There was a moment where suddenly, like, sharpened bones shoot out from her torso and, like, pin you against the wall.
Oh yeah, reflex save, I'm a rogue!
Yeah, give me the reflex!
You think you can get away with
You
that?
can pull a fast one on Maze Myers? You fucking can!
You, like, instantly, woo, do a flip up to the ceiling and land on top of the bones.
Hey, calm the fuck down! In case you forgot, we're the ones who stopped you while you were trying to kill all of us!
You're right. You don't deserve that aggression.
And the bones slowly, like, dissipate into just, like, blood and just flatten to the ground.
Yeah, infuriating. I know. Let's try and channel it in a different way, maybe. Because as it turns out, your father is still able to fix a lot of problems. Going and beating the ever-loving shit out of him is not going to get you anywhere. Like I said, you don't have to like him. I don't really care for him that much. He just wanders off everywhere and is a real chore to keep track of.
Meanwhile, in the other room, what's this do?
Don't know!
I get it, but you don't need to go nuclear.
It's just... he needed to have one time been more open with us, shown vulnerability. And he couldn't. Everything would be so much different if he had tried at all. Now I know that's not your fault.
I get it. It's his fault. You're mad at him, you want to throttle him. But newsflash, throttling him doesn't fix anything. It sure as hell doesn't bring your mom back.
You say that, and there is a moment that you hear her clench her fist and you hear bones crack, but then she, like, takes a deep breath and, like, cools it. It is in this moment you remember, thank God I still have Astrofel's blood in me.
Because she would be in a bad it would be in a bad way. Things would be bad.
It would be not good. It would be not so bueno.
Not so grand.
I am going to need to talk to him sooner than later. I had initially believed that maybe I just walk out that door and so be it. But no, I need to hear his excuse.
And that is something that I'm more than willing to sign off on. You want to lay into him? Be my guest. But leveling the entire goddamn building is not very helpful. And believe me, I know you can. Your sister could. I'm sure you can too.
She, like, kind of scoffs when you mention your sister could. with that I have a sense motive check, you can tell that, like, Maria is also sitting here going, I can't believe my sister let down our family again. Like, she couldn't tell that I was having this problem. Like, she just couldn't. What the fuck?
Yeah, no. Maria gets to scoff, and Maze is not gonna let that slide. Cut it. She's been a lot more helpful than you've been.
That's only because I haven't been myself as of recently. This problem would have been resolved a lot sooner had you had me.
Spits.
Yeah, no. It's not great.
Oh great, she's gonna come into there are 3 people.
Yeah, now she'll bring this energy into this room.
I'm just, like, reposting the twins because they're getting glitchy.
Yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm.
She, like, slams the door shut and Garen, like, spins around. I could have sworn those had, like, soft close hinges. What are you doing? Like, just looks back at her.
Nash turned around from offering Dia bad coffee to keep her awake.
Maze opens one of the non-slam doors. She's having a temper tantrum.
Red Pat's in the other room and has clocked that Maze got upset for a moment and is like, okay, well, I'm gonna wait. If it happens again, then I'll walk out with my little apron and be sassy about it.
And now we do the flip. Hey, there we go. That's an omelet.
Okay, can
You
I
got a
leave you
stew
with this
going,
for
baby.
5 minutes? Just like 5 minutes. You keep doing that, but just stir my pot like at least once or twice while I'm gone. And just don't let it stick. Can you do that?
He nods.
And stay in here?
There's, like, a little hesitation, but nods.
Please.
Bargain with the
Okay.
devil.
Yeah, Maze. I think it's after that interaction specifically where you're like, oh, I see how Parthena's memory stuck. It's
Also,
kind of
how-
all coming
It's
together.
compatible.
And how Mercury could believe that Parthena and her are the same person.
Yeah, no, Maze thinks, but doesn't say. He thinks, man, probably it should have been a nice thing to get a break from her for a few years, but you didn't get that.
You come back in, Maze, and Marjorie looks to you and gives a very soft smile and just whispers thank you.
Maze nods back, of course.
So we're slamming doors? What's going on? Still over at the machine, but just talking over her shoulder.
Yeah, Nash is like holding the, when you're a mechanic and you have some person just there holding but it's like magical tools.
Ooh, give me some of that coffee.
Oh, I could use a coffee.
Wretched.
Yeah, it's bad, but it still works.
Continues drinking.
Grabs it, takes a sip. It's a good thing I don't like coffee.
Jasper would have loved this coffee.
Aw. Garen turns to you, Redpath.
So, what all do you need from us to begin this process? I don't mean to rush you. I just...
No, of course. Well, we would need to see once Dia gets that organized and if it's even
Yeah, we're gonna do
functional.
me first. That way, if it explodes, it's only me.
Yeah. Isn't that kind? I think in the meanwhile, we can just try and tidy up this room. And then shove all the garbage, I don't know, out into the acid pit.
You said that in a slightly sassy, sarcastic way, but yes, it is actually kind of me. Thank you very much.
No, I did mean it. I did mean it.
Okay, alright.
yes, tone is important.
Okay,
But, yes.
yeah, we should start cleaning in here so it's at least sanitary to a degree. You points vaguely at either of the sisters. Do you remember where the cleaning supplies are kept?
You realize very quickly who is who as Marjorie looks over. They should be... Here, let me go grab them. Maria crosses her arms, as if I had time to learn. Marjorie kind of wanders off. She goes to another room and then comes back and she's like, bucket, mop, broom, and I also was able to track down some old bags, so hopefully that's useful.
Bags? Yes. Do we have any rags?
Well, I'll be back. Marjorie wanders off again and comes back with a few different rags and small towels.
Okay, wonderful. All right, this is a good start. Okay, who wants to clean? Because I'm busy with a pot.
Garen and Andrin have already walked over and grabbed a couple things, and you see that they
Oh, careful around there. Not that area. You, no. Both of you step away from this area.
Yeah, Maria crosses her
leave-
arms. I would stray away from that part of the lab if I were you.
This part's off limits. Just.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. No, it's okay. It's deceptive. You really can't tell unless you know what it is.
Very well. Ooh, books. Have fun.
Yay.
Yay.
Yippee.
I am a paladin. These are very fun for me.
Books need dusting, don't forget. They need dusting and proper maintenance. Take it seriously.
Marjorie looks over. Well, I'm not exactly doing anything at the moment, so yeah, let me help where I can. And Maria just kind of.
Well, wouldn't you be able to clean this part up? Is that not something you could handle?
Oh, there's a moment of hesitation. Yes, I can handle that.
Okay.
Maria just keeps her arms crossed and
Yeah, that's right. If you want to keep talking to somebody, it's gonna be May's Meyer.
she looks at you, turns her nose, and wanders over to see what these people are doing.
So, you feeling any better physically?
I'll manage. What are you up to?
I am looking at this magic siphoning enhancing machine. It's powered by life force, which means either if I want to use it, by life force or ectoplasm, ghosts, all the good stuff that Des Veritas was working with here. Which I'm not gonna do, because I'm not going to consume people's immortal souls that way. Just not really my scene.
Maria nods. She doesn't add much of a comment there. It's again, you feel that energy of if she could snap some bubblegum, she would.
Why? What are you doing?
I am, I guess, stewing over some new information I've received.
Yeah, which part?
How
There's a
my,
lot, and
how my father is even more of a jackass than I realized.
yeah, he's not a good dad. He's an okay dude in some other respects, but would not rate him highly on Parent of the Year.
She just like sighs and leans against technology she probably shouldn't.
Want to talk about it?
Well, she just goes off.
Yeah, I get it. You just hate me.
Like, I'm not gonna RP it out, but she like just bitches for like 5 minutes straight, and like she barely takes a breath because she probably physiomancies to allow herself to not need to worry about that for a minute.
Garen in the background, I'm so glad you're not like this.
Like, legitimately, Garen and Andren are just like, hey, Dad, I just want to remind you, you're great. I know we've had a rough patches. Yes, we had a lot of tough stuff, but like, we worked through it. Like, do you have any beef with me? Not really. Like, this has been great so far. All right, rock on, kiddo. Like, gives knocks.
Do you want to go kayaking after this?
Marjorie throwing away the spores is like, the whole time just like, oh, Jesus Christ.
You know, actually, Maze is tired of being in such close proximity to Maria. She's a capital B bitch, huh?
Marjorie, like, freezes for a moment, like, actually, like, and you notice that, like, as Maria is, like, raising her voice and just getting angrier and angrier, Marjorie's hands are shaking more and more.
Yeah, Maze catches that, not terribly surprised.
It's good to have her back, though. It wasn't fair to leave her in that state.
Oh, of course
and
not.
things were only going to get worse if we did.
Now, it is definitely for the better in the cosmic sense, and also just sort of the thing that should be done. Maze, like, just sort of, like, does a vague gesticulate over to, like, stone tube. Like, if I could fix every revenant that we'd come across, like, I'd do that, too. But
Marjorie nods. I'll figure something out. I just need some time.
now, you've got a lot on your plate, and frankly, a lot of time to solve it. No pressure from me. He glances back to Maria, and I can't help but feel like someone might slow down your thinking processes as well. Now that I'm just spitballing.
No, I understand why she's angry, and I think she has a right to.
I understand that too. Unfortunately, she's sort of run out of my well of empathy.
Yes, and how deep do you think that well is, actually? She just kind of, like, smirks.
Well, considering how I have a soft spot for folks who have fucked up and aren't really gonna get any more chances from anybody else, I'd say it should be pretty deep for her.
Marjorie nods. Well, that's a scathing review, but a fair one.
Yeah, no, Maze does not verbalize this. He was probably going to let pretty much anything slide here, but like, hey, don't talk shit about your sister. She has been nice and trying to solve the problems.
Yeah. Marjorie, still her hands shaking a little bit, and you notice that she kind of like tightens the gloves that she always wears.
She's wrong about you, you know.
I don't know if I should be. What did she say? Like, gets curious.
She seems to be under the impression that if your positions were switched, she would have solved everything by now.
She's like stops reaching for a jar and pauses for a long while before going, well, it's nice to know she's back.
Suppose. It's amazing the things that you can get nostalgic for.
I wouldn't describe it as nostalgia, but you know, this was just kind of how things were. I'd say it's nice to have her back, but you know, after everything with my mother, this was sort of to be expected, and it sounds like you, based on what I'm overhearing, you can hear Maria still like bitching up a storm. She has not taken the news of my mother very well.
No, she seems to be fine about that whole your dad was a house thing now.
That sounds about right.
I don't know, I would think 400 years of torturous penance might be enough to soften the blow, but it was like yesterday to her, I guess.
Marjorie nods. I think that's why this is going to be extremely difficult.
Maze looks back to Marjorie. Don't go taking her shit, though.
Marjorie pauses and thinks about that for a moment. And she kind of like puffs up her chest and thinks, "You're right. I shouldn't. I am the oldest after all."
Maze just kind of mixed by that thought. Like, what? Why is that the reason?
No, she more what you think it means. Like, it's her attempt at a joke, but more what it is she's like, I've been bossed around by my sister a vast majority of my life, and more or less crucified by her because of what happened with Meredith. I just saved her ass.
Yeah.
Doesn't get to talk to me that way.
No, that all Maze gets there eventually, but he wasn't in the room for that revelation.
Oh, that's right. You weren't present for that conversation.
Like, yeah, sure, whatever you say. But you probably shouldn't take her shit, because I don't think anybody should really take that shit, frankly.
Yeah. I just, I think my plan is to remedy as much as we can today. There will likely be yelling and anger and all of that. And then once she's calmed down, try to rebuild as much as we can. And if we can't, then I think it would be wise for our family to learn how to let go.
That sounds about right. I'm not convinced that she still won't try and take a few swings at your dad, but I'm also confident that if she decides to level the building, you'll be more than able to stop her.
Well, we have a lot of work to do here still, so I will slow her down as much as I can.
Now Maze takes this chance to be a little smug about it, just like, oh no, you won't slow her down. I bet you'll stop her. You've been working this whole time. What's she been doing?
I need to make Maria roll a perception check.
Just you're gassing her up.
Oh my god, that's what your perception is? Christ almighty. Well, I mean, you can physiomance your fucking ears, you little freak.
Well,
You know what? Because of the distance and how quiet, I don't think Maria actually catches that.
She's rolling.
Yeah, no, I think at a certain point, like, both Dia and Nash was like, Jesus Christ, girly.
So we get, I assume, pretty much like the same stuff that she was discussing with Maze, right?
Yeah.
Ah. Okay. Okay. Do you read much?
She, like, turns to look at you. Not recently, no.
Well, no, you wouldn't. But did you like to read books?
I read often.
Just academic stuff or stories?
Mostly academic. I wanted to follow in my mother's footsteps as best as I could, seeing as I had the power set to do so.
That makes sense. I like both. I'll read books for knowledge, but I really, really enjoy the storybooks too. And for a long time, it was the only way I could live, vicariously through that kind of stuff. Really fascinating. It's not real for you, is it? Everything that Maze might have told you about the state your father was in for those centuries, and everything that Parthena was doing through you for that time.
It's certainly a lot to take in.
But for you, it's only been, what does it feel like? A day, a week? Since you went to sleep, quote unquote?
About a day, yes.
And you've had all this dumped on you, and that's really all you can process it as right now, isn't it? Stories, right? You've been told all these things have happened, and it's probably still a little hard to believe, right? It doesn't feel real.
She gives a slow nod, clearly listening pretty intently and on kind of getting what you're getting at.
Oh man. When we went up to your family home, looking for your dad, I'm someone who, I'm about the least squeamish person you'll ever meet.
Nash nods next to her like, these are two of the least squeamish people.
Probably the least squeamish would have been Maze, and was the one who told you the story. So
Yeah.
probably didn't sell it.
And Nash and I were down in the basement, which was, for the record, entirely submerged in blood, fighting against the current, trying to squeeze through little spaces. A whole room that was blocked off with a sphincter. That was
the eyeballs too.
Eyeballs, yes. And the whole time, as we were starting to piece together what had become of your father, the part of him that still had his mind in any capacity was trying to reach out to us, trying to form mouths and form words and speak to us, and of course it really couldn't. But, even when the rest of the house biologically was attacking us like we were an infectious disease, some part of his mind was aware of this happening and trying his best to get us where we needed to go. I can tell you, it's not a story. That was his life for hundreds of years. And I'm quite confident that he was conscious, some part of him anyway, that whole time. And I'm not saying this because, none of that has any bearing on whether or not you ought to or will forgive him for the catastrophically bad decisions he made. But it was all very real. All that time has passed, and people have experienced it for real. And there may be parts of it that in time I think you're going to be pretty happy that you didn't have to be conscious for. And frankly, it's the same for your sister. It's only been, 5 years for her, but they've been 5 long years. And, go ahead.
Oh, I didn't say anything.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard an indrawn beginning of getting ready to say something.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. it's been a very hard time for her. She had to go through everything that you're going through now, and on top of that, to be lied to every day by someone wearing your skin who had nothing but contempt for her and for your mother and for all of the dreams that you held together.
Give me a diplomacy check. Like, no matter what, this is kind of clicking with Maria because it's a well-articulated, argument.
Maze was a bit more straight to the point. Here are the facts.
Yeah, well, I mean, actually, it's been a nice little kind of tag team for this because, Maze provides no bullshit. Here are the facts of the situation. And Dia provides the, well, here's the emotional side of that. That now that you've gotten angry about it, here's why you need to think about that more. And I think, even with your remarkably bad sense motive, I think you look at Maria, who you see is tapping her foot as you're saying all of this, but the tapping stops as she looks over her shoulder at Marjorie, who you can see is doing the job a little slowly and was actually looking pretty nervous, but then got a hearty laugh from Maze, and Maria's tapping stops. I'll take it into consideration.
Oh, I'm just talking. I'm not saying you need to behave a certain way. Just saying some things have to be experienced to be felt. No one saying words at you is ever going to substitute for that experience. And sometimes that's a good thing, because there are some experiences we're better off not having.
Interesting hypothesis. And she wanders off and just kind of examines the room. Give me a perception check.
Oh.
I'll do it for you.
Thank
Queen. Step back, Queen.
Be careful, Dia.
Be very careful, Dia.
Actually, pretty decent rolls. Dia, you're able to see that as Maria walks away, she distracts herself by just dragging her fingers along the operation table and whatnot, and her eyes keep flicking back over to Marjorie. Nash, you pick up, more importantly, she seems to have modified her ear a little bit, and she is actively trying to listen to Marjorie. And with that high of a roll, you can tell that there is even the faintest of maybe I could learn something from this. Not accepting blame, but
but there is personal growth to be had. Nash smiles a bit and nods think you got through to her a little.
I hope so. Man, I never had a sister to fight with.
What a bitch.
Very quietly.
My man!
Across the room. Yeah!
It is
Mental
weird.
link, my man.
It's weird speaking to that same face. Such a starkly different person who, when you get down to it, is also 5 years younger.
That part you can feel.
Was I like that at that age? Oh no.
Some self-reflection on Dia.
Think
I don't
so.
know if I had a sister. No,
I
just
was ever-
raised babies all at the same time.
Yeah.
Everybody, parent. So could have been sisters. Could have just been other people.
I don't think I was ever a raging bitch like that, but no, I mean, it's definitely.
He hears you for sure.
Nash does do a little look over his shoulder, he does know that she modified her ear.
I saw the facial expression change. No, but it's pretty hard to think of other people as people until you get to a certain age, you know?
Guess that, right? Back in Tribe, it was a lot more like other people are competition, you know?
Mhm.
They are obstacle to being the best warrior or best shaman or best whatever.
Yeah.
That kind of how I got into the situation of other person not seeing me as person.
Yeah, well, I bet if you live to be old enough as a gnoll in a tribe like that, the competing to be the best whatever probably loses some of its appeal after a certain point, right?
Well, definitely lost appeal now, but I special
Yeah.
goal.
Sort of divorced from your conversation about it, May's just also start thinking, just like, yeah, no, I didn't have any siblings. Like, Gears turned his head. Wait, I actually wouldn't know if I had any siblings. They would be dead. My father was a human. I am 170. They would be dead.
Well, because you know your mother didn't have any other kids.
Yeah, but my
no.
father
Well-
was a tramp.
Well, yeah, but what if your human father had? What if his side pieces were like elves or whatever? Maybe you got half elven, half siblings somewhere who are like old
Or-
but not dead yet. Maybe.
Or you have like nephews and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
We're gonna
May-
run
May's-
into like an inn on the side of the road someday, and there's gonna be like 4 little kids that are like they have maze energy, and we're not quite sure why, and it's really unsettling.
Maze seems like he could be an uncle very easily.
Hi,
yeah.
my name is Labyrinth.
God, no!
That's a stupid name.
It was like, my name's Silly, and you're like, that's worse!
Very cute.
My name is Puzzle.
Puzzle's actually like a really funny name for someone.
Honestly, yeah, I like Puzzle.
I think
Yeah, Puzzle's the kind of name you can only have that when you're like 9, and once you get past that, you're like, do I get people to call me Puzz now? Like, that's
Oh.
even worse. It's like being
That-
named Charlie or like Noah or something.
It's the
Yeah.
it's the reverse of being named like a Mildred.
Yeah.
Bill.
When you're
Agatha,
like 9, but it
Hortense.
works once you become like 40.
Yeah.
I think Riddle could also work as a pretty decent.
Oh
Riddle's
yeah, no,
good.
Riddle and Puzzle. Yeah, no, those are
Aw.
Maze's nephews who are
Hypothetically.
alive that will never be met.
One lucked out way more than the other. Like, dumb side note, but like Rube's mention there of like Mildred, you're like built for the name later. Makes me think of like Zach Oyama had a great comment. He's like, my name is Zach, and I'm just gonna keep getting older. How many grandpas are named Zach? And I was like, that's an incredible thought, actually.
Redpath made it. Hooray!
Yeah. Did you bring Astrophel with you, or?
No, there's a reason for that.
Yeah, left him to stir the pot.
I left him to stir the pot. Hey, I have a quandary. I have an idea. Do you think, he just, like, sidles up behind these two and is like, do you think she could even be in the same room as him for, like, more than a minute without losing her head? They don't even have to talk to each other.
They should do the thing that you introduce cats to each other.
Just have them talk through the door.
I'm sorry, I just thought of that.
That's so funny.
That is very funny. It's possible. She's a bit of a wild card.
I understand that, but in my mind, I think it would be very nice if we all sat down for dinner, and as a rule, nobody's allowed to fucking talk or say or do anything, just sit down and eat politely, and, you know, just, I think that would be nice, but if you think she's just gonna go off the handle the second she, you know, he, like, scrapes the fork across the plate wrong or something...
I think it's probably for the best if we rip this band-aid off first. You know, if we're going to, of course. I think...
Okay, that's a good idea in theory, but people say meaner things when they're hungry.
Oh, how hungry she could be. Could she be? It's only been like 400 years.
Marjorie looks over.
Marjorie, what do you think?
Okay, first and foremost, she didn't just stop eating.
Yeah, I know she didn't stop eating, but she wasn't conscious for the eating. She hasn't eaten forever.
And for her, it's been like a day. Besides the point, I think we need to just address this as soon as possible. And I'm, as politely as I can say this, she needs to nut up. I have no other way to, I can't think of a more mature way to phrase it, but she needs to. This is a conversation that needs to happen, and if she doesn't like it, I guess go.
I guess no pie for her. Okay, sounds good.
Well, Marjorie
Fine,
stops.
I'll send her on her way with a slice.
No, I wanted to check. Do I still get some?
Jesus, you're not conjoined.
Well, no, but I just, there's... I've
You
caused
need
a
to
lot.
She's
Nut
not going to
up. God.
spoil the well on whether or not you're allowed a pie.
Is it wrong of me to clarify? I just wanted clarifying details, and now I have no answers and upset people.
Okay, well, this room is clean, or this room is on its way to being clean, so send her out when she's ready.
Personally, I'm not convinced that this is a conversation that needs to happen. I think they could probably just never talk again, and that'd be pretty acceptable.
Marjorie kind of thinks about that. While I do agree it is her choice, and his choice for that matter, to part ways and never speak, I think there should be at least one conversation.
Mm-hmm. One conversation for the 400-year gap, and then decide, yeah, no, let's hit the bricks.
I mean, I did. She puts another piece of, jar inside of the bag. I didn't want to, and... I mean, you saw, I attacked him on sight. But we had a conversation after you spoke with us, and we found some ground rules that I find more than agreeable.
I'm not saying
No.
it couldn't work, but also you didn't choose to see him that day.
She thinks about that. Yeah, I'd had a really nice week with the Elysiotes, and then to just see him in the middle of the road, I just, I have no other way to describe it than I just went full caveman. I went, kill.
Yeah, no, and that's pretty reasonable. Another case for, maybe you don't have to talk. It worked out, but...
I had a real nice week with the Elysiotes, and then I went to check into my hotel, and there were 3 kids buying fucking Gatorade and trying to figure out what they wanted, and I just wanted my room key, and I was standing there like...
And they were throwing pumpkins off the fucking roof in the rain?
Marjorie nods. I think we'll do an ultimatum then. That's up to her. I'm going to dinner, and so is Father, and if she wants to come and get food, great. If not, she can stay in her room.
I think that works.
I'm going to go wash up and get ready. What would you like to drink? I'd be happy to get that prepared.
Oh.
Nash made some coffee earlier. I don't know if that would interest you.
No, I already had some of the bad coffee.
Oh. Looks down. All right.
Honestly, I feel like a little liquor might help things here.
Marjorie nods. I'm on it.
So my suggestion is to not say anything. Let her be the first one to talk. And let her say everything she needs to. And I think the rest of it will come a lot easier for you, since you've already had to do that once. You've already had the shit kicked out of you by her. Or the other her.
He
So
nods.
it's not going to be your first rodeo. there's at least that.
The door opens, and you see one of them, and Astrofel like perks up and immediately goes, "Marjorie, how are you?"
Okay. Whew.
Margie actually has like a small smile. It's nice to be noticed immediately. And just kind of walks in. I'm doing all right. There's a lot of cleaning going on, and it sounds like we're getting closer to being complete with preparations for the various surgeries. You know what your role is in that matter? And Astroval puts up a hand. I've already begun the process of preparing the bodies for them. I'll speak with them one more time to ensure they are the descriptions that they want. Marjorie nods and looks to Montague and Pendergast, and she just goes, "Can this not happen here?" Oh, Monty, I think, right, they're the boss, so be it. They just
Like, ammo doesn't grow on trees, guys.
Yeah, no, you see that at one point, like, Monty's gun dropped it and took Pendergast's gun, and Pendergast as a character is like, this is fun, we're having a nice time together. And they go back into the tree room, and you hear a conversation as they talk with themselves.
Wow.
Yeah, so. If there's nothing else, I think probably everyone starts to gather for a late dinner.
11th hour, assemble!
Let's see here.
Form of a guy who can fix all the shitty chairs.
Oh yeah, Nash!
All the shitty chairs.
Yeah, Nash, you're able to fix some of them shitty chairs. You don't even
Come
need to
on.
roll unless you want to.
I mean, if I roll, can it just be to how good I
Yeah,
fix the
no.
shitty chairs?
Absolutely.
It's a formality, the dice roll.
Yeah. You do a lovely job fixing them up. I mean, to be fair, you're working with really old materials. But I guess one of the things you could do is use your mallet to make a fence post and then modify it to be like
Hey,
a
it
leg
works
for
for
a chair.
chair legs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, you can do a hack job on these chairs.
If anything, just make a bench. Make a long, shoddy bench for us all to sit on.
Besides, I have the all tools vest that make me bring forth all the standard tools required to make checks for any one craft skill.
All tools.
Yeah, you get that all raring to go. It's not too long until Andrin and Garen show up. They had heard that there might be
Wonderful
pie.
wooden fence post. That's so usable.
That's so usable. Dia, do you continue to work, or do you make your way to having a nice lunch/dinner?
Oh, yeah, no, I'm sorry. I for a second I thought you might be teleporting people, so I didn't want to start moving in
Oh.
case they mangled.
Yeah,
But
Dia,
yeah, no, I
Dia
could-
doesn't show up automatically, and Redpath's just here like, she better come fucking eat. I'm not going back out there.
Yeah, no, we just like call her and yell at her.
I guess, you know, if it ends up that Dia and Maria are the last two people in the room, I think she probably steals a couple glances to see whether or not it looks like Maria is gonna go. And then, you know, would offer like, hey, do you want to go get dinner?
Yeah, like she's like, I would say that for a while she's like got her arms crossed, just like kind of huffing, and then like you kind of invite her, and she's like, I guess, and then like stomps after you, but like you notice that she like stays like toe to toe with you, but then like the closer you get, she slows down.
Turns around at the door here. You coming?
Yes.
It's just another family dinner with a bunch of weirdos hanging out that you.
I've met most of you.
Oh, you haven't seen the depths of the bullshit that occur.
You have not
Don't
truly
worry.
met us until you've seen us
You
try and
don't
climb
know
a
shit.
fence.
You've never met us until you've tried to see us move furniture. Okay, Dia, good. You're gonna wanna eat as much as you can, because you're not gonna be allowed to eat tomorrow.
You don't have to tell me that. I don't think I've ever eaten less than the amount that I can when presented
No,
with the
I
opportunity.
mean, you're literally not allowed to eat before your surgery.
What is it? It's a magical surgery. What does it matter whether there's food in my stomach?
You might throw up, it could fuck up your body, it'll change how much... It's all part of the process, Dia.
Astrophel,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Astrophel just look like he's still like flipping eggs even though they're done, but like the oven's not on. He's like practicing, and he just goes, "I would listen to the chef."
Counter
I'm sorry,
argument.
instead,
If
listen
I'm
to the doctor!
counter
Marjorie,
argument.
please!
If I'm distracted by hunger, I'm more likely to make a mistake myself.
Let me amend my statement. Listen to Dr. Chef.
How's this, Dia? If you eat tomorrow, I'm not doing it.
I mean, if you're gonna jump straight to the final sanction, then alright, I guess.
Yes.
Andrin looking up from eating pie. Can I still eat tomorrow?
Yes, yours isn't gonna be tomorrow. We needed to give her at least like a day to come down off of whatever happens to find out if it's safe to do it on you. You're good, keep going.
Cool. Just keeps chowing down. And the door opens once again as Maria walks in, like fully into the room. She doesn't like dramatically stop in the doorway. She's like, "No, I need to show that I'm in charge." And she like fully walks in.
And
Steps
everyone's
on the skull plate and
impressed.
dies.
Astrophel looks up for a moment with eggs in a pan. And like there's this moment where you can give me a sense motive on Maria as she like locks eyes with her father. Yep, these are all pretty darn good.
What rules are we doing again?
Sense motive.
Sense motive.
Okay, I know. I know
I'm
this
not even
one.
gonna... I guess I'll try.
Come on.
Alright.
I think even Dia kind of like.
I legitimately, I'm annoyed when Roll20 undermines my bit by giving me good rolls on my -2s.
Yeah. I think you like kind of pick it up, Dia. Nash, I think you're
No.
kind of distracted fixing chairs at the moment, but the rest of you, it's in this moment you realize that Maria is disappointed. She sees her father in the most mundane manner, just at a stove that's not on, cooking eggs, and he looks at her and gives a small smile and just says, "Welcome, Maria." That's not how this was supposed to go. This was supposed to be dramatic or something grand. This was supposed to be her opportunity to have justified rage. But instead, she sees what she's missed out on for quite some time. Just a nice family gathering. Thank you. And she kind of like shuffles awkwardly to the table and sits across from Marjorie. And Marjorie leans over and is like, "That was good. You didn't escalate things." And you hear a kick as Maria kicks her in the shin.
Wow, this is what D&D is all about.
Yeah, no, Maze flies in too. It's like, yeah, if you, you did a lot better than Marjorie did.
Maria looks at Marjorie, and Marjorie like brushes some hair behind her ear. I kind of kicked him through a building, and Maria cocks an eyebrow. Through the house that he was stuck in? No. This was a different building. This was when he was in Leviara.
And he wasn't stuck in the house. He was the house.
He was. That's a very important detail. I didn't see that personally, but it sounded awful. And Maria like sees that like genuine discomfort from Marjorie, and it's like now because everyone's talked to her and also been like pretty blunt about things, and also seeing Marjorie like kind of shrink regarding her father's misery, that she's like,
Look, it's a mirror of how you should be feeling.
Astrofel walks on over, and he slides 2 plates of eggs. They look terrible, to be sure. But you notice that the one that slides in front of Marjorie is scrambled, and the one in front of Maria is sunny side up. And Astrofel looks over. I know they look dreadful, but I do hope I at least remembered what you prefer. And he goes back to the oven. And Maria just kind of stares at the egg for a long time.
I know, they look a bit shit, right?
I don't want to be mean, but I think I could have done a better job.
I think I have to agree with you, yeah.
Red Pat looks over at Maze.
I didn't try to cook the egg. I was too scared.
Red Pat looks over at Maze and smiles and nods.
It's okay, Nash. I know there's a lot of big personalities in our kitchen scenes. I don't blame you.
Yeah, you see Marjorie take a bite of her eggs and like actually chuckle a bit and just goes, "Father, yes, they're dog shit." and like Astrovel turns like, "But are they at least correct?" Margie nods, and Maria, you Nash probably and Maze can tell Dia's passive perception is too low. You see that Maria like very quickly has to wipe her eye.
God, I wish we could end the stream on their dog shit.
I mean, technically, we can.
We shouldn't.
We have surgeries, and also
Red
it's
Path
almost
kinda-
near the 3-hour mark.
Yeah, Red Path kind of sits there and like he looks around this room with maybe a few more people than he's used to with this group, and he's kind of realizing like, oh shit, this is probably like the last version of this that I'm gonna have, so at least it's fucking stupid, you know? At least no one's sitting here completely quiet. At least the food isn't horrendous. You're welcome.
Yeah. And so, you guys have in what starts as a pretty awkward like lunch, but conversation starts rolling. Maria sits quietly for a long while. She doesn't eat the sunny side up egg.
I mean, in fairness, it's bad.
It's bad. Marjorie does plow through her eggs, but then happily accepts whatever Red Path could.
Mhm.
And it's only near the end of this lunch where Maria actually like leans in for conversation. She doesn't have much to connect with because she hasn't been here, quite frankly. But she brings up some memories of back in the Blackthorn Manor, some of which you recall actually seeing, whether that have been meat theater, as some people had described it, or even just through discussion with Blackthorn. It's odd, but nice.
I imagine it's odd for her probably too to be like, yeah, no. So this thing in my childhood's like, oh yeah, we saw that at the meat theater.
And both Marjorie and Maria go, the what? And Astronaut are like, yes, the meat theater. Don't embarrass
We've
me.
all
Also
seen
in the
it.
movie theater.
And so, with that, the real question is, do you attempt the Dia surgery now, or do you do a long rest beforehand? What is?
Oh, we gotta rest because I
Yeah,
have my
we-
spells for it.
Yeah, we rest up
Okay.
and then
It's literally gonna be like 8 a.m. is when her surgery time is set.
I don't think there's any reason for us to rush it when we've taken the time that we've taken. 8 hours is not going to make or break anything, and it would be insane to not have all our spells ready in case things go south.
All right. So there are enough beds actually, because you know what? I don't think we ever explored this room because you guys were like, God, how are we gonna long rest this? Turns out there is this
Wow.
room, which just
Wow.
has 6 beds. Like you still need to divide and
Just
conquer
never
a
went
little
in
bit.
there.
But at least there's enough here that no one has to sleep on the floor.
Alternatively, we could sleep in Red Pat's cabin.
There is also Red
Some
Path's
people
cabin.
could. Yeah.
yeah, we're more than able figuring out sleeping arrangements. Hooray!
Hooray!
Yeah, we did it.
You did it. Here, I'm gonna start clearing out some, because I don't think we need to have ghosts hanging out in the background of this one map in case we're gonna be using that for shit. So that is the next question. And so first off, top yourselves off, long rest, all that jazz.
Yay!
Where is this being performed? You kind of have 2 options. If you were to move equipment, like if you move the equipment from the desk study, you could transfer it to the big lab, if that interests you.
I think the big lab is where we planned to have it,
Yeah.
since it's got like the apparatus up there.
It's got the apparatus and it's big. It's big in there.
Okay, I'll move the device over there. Plus, it's cleaner because there's like blood and shit on that table.
Yeah. I'm gonna BRB real quick.
Sure.
Blood and shit.
So, I'll start moving icons up there. I'll just drag and drop everyone. Nobody move, otherwise everything's gonna fucking explode. Okay. I'll ping. You guys can position yourselves where you like. Also gotta make sure you get that good full heal and all that.
Maze will stand in supervisor position
Why would we need a full heal?
because we rested.
No, I'm just saying we don't. There's gonna be no combat or hurting, right?
Ideally.
Ideally.
Maybe those revenants in the tube wake up and hate us. You don't know.
Boo! I hate you.
Stop it! What did we ever do to you other than lock you up in there?
Maria being like, what's their problem? Yeah, I think we're still waiting on Red Path for just a moment, but Marjorie kind of like walks up to you, Dia, and is just like, is there anything else, I guess, that you need from us that we can help with?
Well, I don't know. She takes her flesh hand and grips her platinum arm. I don't know what's gonna become of this. So it's possible I could end up in the market for a new arm and part of shoulder after this, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, I think.
Marjorie kind of thinks about that for a moment, and Astrophel actually pops up. I would remind you that if too much physiomancy is used on you, you would not be able to use transmutation magic. At least on
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah, I know, that's why it's not my first option, but that's I mean, yeah, no, if you have to save my life because my body's literally being ripped apart somehow, that would be appreciated, but I'm hoping it's not going to come to that.
It's fine. I think the collective remembers the protocol for keeping someone down an arm alive.
Hmm.
Oh, yes, I have many things for that. Redpath's gonna be doing a lot of prep spells for this. I have a lot of things to cast beforehand just to make sure everything goes correctly. After dinner was done, he did spend time like preparing and like reading through stuff to like familiarize himself with where everything goes, what does what. So I would have cast Commumatext at that point. Dia, I am hitting you with a hammer in your forehead to knock you out. This is not true. We will put you to sleep with ether or whatever is here that is appropriate for it, but I'm also going to cast Joyful Rapture on you.
Now, hang on. You're putting me to sleep. I thought I was taking the initiative in this process.
Oh, are you? I thought you were going to be
I
asleep while
assumed
we
I
did
was
it
going to
you.
have to be honest.
Well, because Dia's the one who knows.
I know how to work the machine. I'm the one who has all the
Okay.
knowledge.
Okay, well, I would say then that Redpath would have, like, watched you do that and, like, studied alongside it while you were explaining that last night as well, then. Okay, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Dia wanted to be responsible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hashtag my body, my choice.
Yes, correct. I'm trying to see if I have anything else here that I gotta pop on you, to help you out.
I think you had that one spirit thing you wanted to try on Addis.
Sessile Spirit. Yes, I will put that on Addis once we get underway. That is this one right here, Sessile Spirit. It only lasts 10 rounds, basically. Dia... I thought I got rid of Blessing of Fervor. I'm so sorry. That's not the one I wanted to pop on you. I wanted to give you... What is it? Bit of luck, or is that on me?
I have that myself, and you better
that
bet your
yourself.
bippy
Okay, I'll
I'm
put
using.
bit of luck on myself.
I didn't prepare a whole list of spells for this, honestly. I'm just going bit of luck, heroism. That's my bonuses to checks,
I
and
don't want
other
you
than
to
that, I'm just
die.
raw dogging it.
Here, have a wrathful mantle at least. That should help a bit.
So
that?
angry.
This better work.
Oh, brother.
Ooh, I'm spitting in the face of God. Ooh.
Got a little. Ooh yeah, brother.
I will
let's
cast
see.
visualization of the mind on myself.
Just all sorts of crazy nonsense I've never heard of.
That is going to increase my skills. Okay, wait, hang on. That's actually not relevant. That's okay. You know what I will cast on Dia? We don't need the spores on her for anything, do we?
No.
I'm gonna slap protection from spores on her anyway, just in case, because her body and also... Should I put it on her or Addis's
I love
body?
that that's a spell.
Yes. I'm gonna put it, actually, on Addis's body, because that thing has no immune system right now.
Yeah. I mean, if Blackthorn made it, I have to imagine that it's somehow compelled to the signs of life through his, his dark sorceries.
His nonsense.
I suppose, but it couldn't make it worse. Okay, that should be good, I think. Oh, I will also slap this one on me. I will put See Beyond on, which gives me special eyes where I can
will
see
put
ghosts.
CBD.
No! Dia,
All
take
right.
your weed gummy. It's time.
Take your
Okay,
weed
please.
gummy.
If bad thing happen, we stop it.
Mhm.
Right.
So Will,
Oh, we
do I sit in the spooky circle? Is that how this machine works?
So the way this machine works is that it hangs above you,
Mhm.
and then with all sorts of crazy magical bullshit. To your understanding, what is supposed to happen is that, like, ethereal lines will pour out like puppet strings, latch into the body, and then pull it out. Now, of course, we have an interesting task ahead of us as we are trying to target one of two souls in the same body that are also melded together slightly.
Okay, well, let's get this show on the road. So, honestly, I think the first step, it feels a little silly. I don't know if it's gonna do anything, but, Addis, if you could kindly, hey, are you still able to fully, you're still able to fully control this arm when you want to, right?
Thumbs up.
Okay. So, fully control this arm. Just try and focus all of your consciousness right here to the point that you can almost feel with it. As far as you can go.
Oh boy. I'll see what I can do.
Let's see here. So we're going to start with Addis making some rolls. I think this is going to be... what would this... I guess this would be a will check for him. Now, we'll warn, Addis does not have a good will
Oh,
save.
yeah, I imagine it's quite bad.
But he's gonna try his best.
The self-control's hard.
Dia, as this is finally happening, you can hear Addis like breathing heavy. He is afraid. And you get the feeling that it's not only just for his safety, but he is like genuinely afraid for you because you're the only person that ever tried to help him. And if you were to get hurt, it would be devastating.
Okay. So I think she can tell that this is not going smoothly exactly. And so from his end. And so I think she's basically gonna try the soul equivalent of progressive muscle relaxation here, which is to say she's gonna try and do the opposite. She's gonna feel every part of her body as intensely as possible, except for the arm. And like slowly try and like let it go numb.
Okay. Can you give me a will save?
I'll try.
The machine isn't on, so like nothing's happening, but this is to see
Yeah.
if like you're able to like mentally kind of push through this. Okay. Yeah. No, you're feeling quite confident. You're kind of like getting into a very zen state of like, I am my body except this arm. I am my body except this arm. And Addis is like, me just arm. Like trying his best. Okay.
And Dia,
Oh yeah?
is your pal nervous?
A little bit.
Yeah.
He says yeah. I mean, wouldn't you be?
I certainly would be. Hey, Addis.
Yes.
I'm sure that this is all deeply existentially horrifying,
Yes, quite.
but I don't think Dia or Redpath would let you down.
Imagine if Maze said nothing else.
I know this is crazy. Anyways.
That's
We're all
I
counting
got.
on you. Good luck.
Yeah, I just want to tell you both, good luck. We're all counting on you.
I don't doubt that for a moment. It's just, I have a part to play too. And I don't want to let them down.
Well, this is what you want, isn't it? You've wanted it more than anything ever?
Yes.
I don't suspect you'd let them down either, then.
Takes a deep breath. I'm going to give him another will save to try and push through. It's better.
And he maybe gets... he can do it. He can do it.
Yeah, no. Dia, you can hear there's still some shakiness in his voice, but it's definitely a bit more confidence.
I would have suggested Maze do this, but I think there's a few anatomical reasons it wouldn't have worked as well. But I'm gonna hold your hand, and I have nice, toasty, warm hands, so just focus on that. Just try and feel that at the end of the arm.
On the platinum arm?
On the Addis arm, yep.
Okay. Let's see here. Technically, it would be on this side of the body, unless you want her to reach over herself to you.
He will reach over her and just like place his arm. Basically, like if she just has her arm up near the top over her belly, like resting over her belly, he will hold it there.
Yeah. You tell him to feel the warmth, and Dia, you hear in your head,
I can't yet, but soon.
Which you can.
There you go.
It's so close, you can kind of imagine it, right?
I'm excited.
so. Maria outside, is something happening?
She's blow drying her hair in the bathroom. What?
So, a couple of things that we will need for this to work. I will take a spellcraft check from you, Dia, or Knowledge Arcana. I will accept either. Or, actually, I'd also allow use magic device, actually.
Ooh. Well, I've got spellcraft and arcana are the same, and they are high. I have no ranks in use magic device, so I literally can't use.
Reasonable choice.
All right. Quick, get on my arm with that disable device check. All right.
I'm turning it off.
Okay. Here is knowledge arcana and/or spellcraft. They're the same.
Ooh. Okay. The machine whirs to life, starts spinning rapidly, and you can see these like little green tethers reaching in. So we've done a pretty good job of like trying to separate the two of you. Redpath, you cast that Sessile Spirit, right?
Sessile Spirit.
Or Sessile Spirit,
I will cast that now as he has waited for Addis to focus on where in Dia's body he is physically present. So he will cast that and focus it on Dia's platinum parts.
Okay. And Addis willingly chooses to fail. And it is a very strange feeling, Dia. It is the first time in months you don't feel a presence actively, like, viewing what you're seeing or remarking on anything, or even saying the word pressure isn't correct, but like, you know, when you feel someone watching you almost, that's what it's been like to have Addis. But now he is in this completely near unconscious state as this spell goes off from Redpath. And so I'm gonna roll another little like...
She thinks to herself, oh, it's gonna be a little lonely in here.
Looking at Addis, I need to roll his fortitude to like really sink in and kind of be his own like consciously powering through what is about to happen. So luckily his fortitude is very, very good, and it's a good thing too. And so these tethers latch into Dia's arm more specifically, and there is this tug and a pull. I will, Redpath, if you wouldn't mind giving me a heal check to just kind of like moderate this process and ensure it all goes okay.
Okay, there's a +4 on this.
Mm-hmm.
Nice,
Amazing.
Nice.
So
I imagine
far,
this also looks really odd for him, because as Addis's soul is congealing into where the tethers around the arm are, he can see that because of his spell he cast. So he's like, whoa.
Yeah. And then if you wouldn't mind giving me another spellcraft or knowledge arcana check, because now that the machine is fully working, this is to make sure that like everything's firing off correctly, that this process is tethering onto this soul specifically.
Okay.
Cool. Okay. Again, and there's also like other modifiers on there, right? Like,
That should be it, but I can, there's no reason not to spend a little bit of my bit of luck.
sure.
Let's just add a little, let's add a little 1d8 to that, little d8 action.
Okay. Little guy
Fuck.
pops on through. Let's fucking go. The strings latch on. They start tugging and tugging, and everyone kind of like takes a step back as they see like the sort of like physical appearance of Addis. The thing is it doesn't look like the armor, because that never was Addis. The problem is that it's taking on the form that he believes, and it's just amorphous. He doesn't know. It's just kind of a blob with eyes, and that's more or less it. As this gets fully pulled out, Dia, can I get another will save from you?
Yeah.
As we are fast approaching the end of this process. Okay. And then Addis will roll his. Thank God.
Well, give myself just a little. Is it another one? Oh, okay, I thought it was gonna be another one.
Ooh.
And so, the soul is fully pulled out, and you see that the machine is still whirring. And Dia, you open your eyes, and you realize a couple of things. One, you are truly alone. There is nothing in your head. It is silence. And the other thing you notice is that your right arm is still platinum.
Is there any feeling in it?
No.
Hmm.
But
Okay.
you move it, and it works.
Oh, so there's no feeling, but it still responds to nervous impulses.
Yeah, you like it still moves and reacts to like what you want. Like you can clench your fist, you can like wiggle your fingers and whatnot, but there is no sense of touch.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
I see.
Interesting.
Picking up what you're putting down.
Not outside the realm of expected outcomes. Tunk tunk. Oh, well, that.
Kind of, honestly, you haven't had to think about your right arm too often. So
Yeah.
like it just kind of like hangs there, and you have to like it's kind of like when an astronaut comes back, they just like drop things because they're like, yeah, whatever, it'll float there. It's kind of that.
Oh, hey. Now is the now we should give me that spell failure things.
Yes.
The what?
But we can get to that later.
Oh, I see.
So, the machine, from what we are seeing here, and because of good rolls, Addis's soul is now locked into this device, ready to deliver the payload.
Ready to delete it.
I mean, you could if you were like, psychopaths.
That'd be crazy.
It was a long con.
Okay, so now we're gonna need the body you prepared over here.
Astrophel nods, and you see that he walks over and sets down this like a body that's covered with a kind of like blanket or something.
With an icon concealing wrap.
Yeah, exactly. With an icon concealing wrap.
Oh, this thing's so fucking heavy. Jeez. Ah.
Luckily, you have like pretty good strength modifier and whatnot.
Yeah, no, I'm actually pretty strong now, but like, oh.
If you were a
Put
normal
like a little
wizard,
wheelchair aside for Dia.
And so, the rest of this process is, I know it's annoying to have these rolls over and over again, but now we are reactivating the device.
Yep.
Can I get another spellcraft?
Yes, you may.
Okay. The machine whirs up. There is this vibrant green glow that goes out. You can kind of hear this like sound. It's not specifically Addis, but like this is a ghost-powered thing, courtesy of Des.
Thanks, dude.
And I'm gonna have another will save for our guy Addis. Addis is able to retain himself, as he is. The energy is thrust into the body, and I think because the rolls have been high enough, there is this long pause before you see the blanket kind of shuffle a little bit, and there is a cough.
It's alive.
What is the appropriate music for this
Oh,
sort
boy.
of a thing?
It
No.
really could be anything. I have no clue what Addis wants.
So, as a reminder, Addis has been heavily influenced by his presence with Dia, and also spoke in confidence strictly with Astrofel. And we are also going through the perception of what Addis thinks is like the best human a human can be, right?
Oh boy.
And so, Addis, the body sits upright, and it's very androgynous. Has this long silver hair, kind of the mirror version of Dia. Made sure to have heterochromia.
I mean, if it's included as an option in the character creator. then-
Yeah.
You pick it. You
And I
pick
want
it.
one eye silver, one eye gold.
And it's not hard to assume that part of this design is to have gold like Dia's hair. And the makeup and accent colors are a lovely purple. The body sits up. I coughed. Oh my god. Like, fully sits up, and Astrovel puts out a hand. You should maybe move slowly. This is very new. Addis doesn't accept that information, and he fumbles off the table into Dia and hugs her. You both go falling onto the ground.
Whoop!
Told you wouldn't mess it up.
Oh, my boy, you are a knockout.
They are just openly weeping. The first time that they can do that, you actually feel like Addis's hands like kind of not like, when I say gripping, not like tight or anything, but like feeling your hair and just feeling soft. You're so soft.
Let me just get a little. Yeah, Dia will put a hand out and feel Addis's hair. It's normal hair, right? It's silver colored, but it's hair consistency.
Yeah, and it too is like very, very soft. And
Back at you. It's a good look on you.
Thank you. Ow. 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 Like they look down at their knees because they just like hit the ground.
Yeah, that's pain.
Oh, that sucks. This is great.
Yeah, things that are harder than a normal human body, that are softer than platinum that you'll want to watch out for. She thumps around. Stone, high on the list. Most other metals.
And then like gives the big smile, and you see there are these sharp teeth. Yeah, no. Addis like holds you very tightly, and then finally lets go. Sorry, I hope that was. I didn't mean to
As soon as that reaction happens, Dia grabs them back and just pulls them back down. Nah, it's cool. This is as close as we're gonna be able to get now. Don't forget, we should take advantage while we can.
I don't know how to.
There's nothing. There's absolutely nothing to say. This is your
Saved all
day.
of our lives with big strength a lot of time.
I honestly, I really haven't.
I'm remembering all of the times Dia has leveraged.
Yeah, all the
Addis
times I've been like,
drink
I
mod.
need to fucking grapple this bitch. Addis, get him.
Yeah, I'm not really going to humor that thought. You've done a lot for us.
I mean, I'll take that credit. Even though I don't feel like I deserve it quite yet.
Addis, please. We're supposed to
get
be
you there.
nice to you. It's literally your birthday.
Like, no, like eyes widen. I'm just like, holy shit! I get a birthday.
Yeah, at the
Hang
risk
on a
of
second.
oh, yeah, go on.
If it's your birthday, would you like a new name? Tilt's head, question mark?
Addis thinks about that for a bit, and shakes their head. No, I don't think so. I think I'm fine with that. A couple of ground rules, I guess. Still like holding Dia tightly. First, I'm fine with being called Addis. Just don't call me the Endless Hunger. And everyone like, that's reasonable. And
I
Maria's
can't
like, what the
imagine
hell are you?
anyone would do that.
And Maria's like, I don't know what the hell that means. And Astrofel actually perks up. And what do you want for pronouns and all that? And Addis thinks, any, just not it, please.
Very
Reasonable
reasonable.
Yeah, everyone looks like, that's reasonable. Just like, and Dia,
Mhm.
you notice, just kind of in the back, staring at you. It is the first time you see them frown.
Yeah, get fucked, sucker.
She gives a little smile and just mouths to them completely silently and discreetly. I did this one.
Tilts their head, and that's when you see. Bravo, dear diadem. I have others to play with. And they fade. Addis, like, kind of gets in your purview and, like, puts their hands on your cheeks and squishes them. Soft! This is amazing!
Yeah, no, most parts of the human body are actually quite malleable when you get down to it. You gotta be careful not to break anything that's solid, though.
Is this warm? Is this what this is? This is good too. Sorry, that's personal space, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. It's okay.
Feel him,
Good
he's
to
cold.
be able to
That-
talk to you and not Dia and stuff.
Yeah, it's nice to not have a middleman, but yes, red pass right here. Feel cold.
Oh. Hey! Ooh! No. None of that. That's like an X with their hands. No. None of that.
That's fine.
Like,
Don't spare my feelings or anything.
Like holds out his hand. Feel fur.
Oh. It's like Vess tosses his hair, but like a little coarse. That's good too. And like steps away to like reach at Astroval. I was like, fine, whatever. Like,
Yeah, the world's full of lots of things to touch. Oh, and you know, at the risk of repeating myself, welcome to the land of the living. Hope you enjoy it.
I don't know how I couldn't.
There's lots of ways, but you'll figure that out later.
Yeah,
I'm
some
sure.
people go pretty far out of their way to find them too.
Well, my mission is to just enjoy life as much as possible. Make life good for others. I don't know how to do that yet.
Well, there's a reason that most, when babies are born, they usually don't come straight at the baby with the first question. All right, what are you going to do with your life? Tell me your philosophy. You've got some time to figure this out. Actually, hang on. How much does Addis weigh in this form?
Addis is a string bean. So actually,
The perfect form of string.
So,
Oh, yeah.
MD actually posted in the spoiler chat, so I'll link it in our Discord.
Ooh.
Addis is like very sleek, and she probably weighs like 100 pounds wet.
Not gonna.
Wow.
Oh my
Not
god,
gonna-
they
not gonna
really
love-
went for the androgynous twink-ass.
Not gonna love this. Very Onceler pill.
How dare you? How dare you? MD did this like a year ago because I had to be ready. Bless you, MD. Marvelous job.
Oh, a year
I
ago.
think-
Back in the height of Onceler Mania on Tumblr.
Oh, yes.
You stop this. You
No, it's
stop this.
Dia's going to stand up and just hold Addis up off the ground. This is such a reversal. This is such a novel experience. Let's hang out like this for a little while. I don't see any reason the embrace has to end.
Well,
Just leave-
I
Carry you around for a little while, you precious little twink.
huh? Like laughs and it's like, wait, what?
Aww.
She like wraps her arms like while you're holding her again, and like kind of presses her forehead into yours and is just like, I'm gonna pay this back.
Well, that's your choice if you want to.
Can't imagine how you'd plan on it.
But you gave me a nice souvenir. Tink tink.
Oh yeah, is your arm working? Are you all right?
In the strictest sense, yes. Weirdly, it seems to be. She kind of like runs the fingers up and down a little. This thing's really heavy. I didn't realize before, but like, damn, this thing's really heavy. I'm gonna need to. My shoulder is gonna be sore AF. I'm gonna need to start working out this. Like, I'm gonna need stretches. Can I do stretches? Does this
I
have
mean,
muscles
I know-
anymore? I don't know.
I know people like Deletta can put magic on object. Maybe light
Yeah.
magic.
There is, I'm sure, like I said before, she turns to the twins. I said before that depending on how things went, I might need a new arm. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. That's the stupidest thing I've ever said. I'm obviously keeping this arm forever. I'll figure out how to make it work.
You see that Addis like reaches for the platinum arm and like gets a really sorrowful look, and she just goes, "You can't feel through that, can you?"
No, not strictly, no. I mean, I couldn't before. I think I thought I could, but I think I was only ever feeling what you were feeling secondhand. It's a little weird. It's a little weird in retrospect, and I don't think I ever figured before now. But
Yeah, he like takes the hand and like kind of rubs her cheek against it and just goes, I'm so sorry."
I have just... She holds Addis out kind of at arm's length, like she was holding up a sack of potatoes. I have just fundamentally defied the order of creation, and I have never once in my entire life been punished for my hubris, and I'm not gonna start now. So...
Everyone just collectively lets that shit slide.
No.
Astrophel mumbles, "Must be nice."
So, this is by way of saying, if I decide at any point that I'm dissatisfied by this arm, I will find a way to make it right.
Well, if you decide to investigate that, I'm dumb as rocks, but I'll help.
You can read your own books now. You don't have to use my eyes.
Wait, I just realized something. Looks over at Redpath. I'm so sorry. Could you cook burger? I really want to try burger.
May's walked
That's
over to
your
Red
first
Path to
pick,
be
burger?
like, hey man, nice work with all the stuff. I didn't get to say anything before. Make burger.
Wait, no, I've had meat before. Something not meat. Everyone's like, ooh, meat before, huh?
Just, I mean, it's your birthday, isn't it? How about a cake?
You
Andrew
see, Andrew's
immediately,
like,
I'm sold.
Andrew's like, I think that's a great idea. I mean, if I were to just throw my hat in the ring,
Just saying,
not that
I
you'd have to pick it, like,
don't have a horse in this race.
You know, if it was your birthday.
I don't have a horse in this race. I don't have a cake in this oven.
But like, you know, devil's food cake is probably not a terrible idea.
That is certainly a plan, but I think it might be, you're fresh, you're new, you're a little baby. You shouldn't have so much processed sugar to start with. Here, have this instead. He's going to hand Addis an apple.
But it's her birthday.
She will get cake! She will!
Addis,
You need to eat your fruits and veggies
A
first.
birthday apple. No, you know what? Actually, this is a good plan. We're gonna start lower and build up to the cooler things.
Addis like happily takes the apple, and like you see her like these like genuinely like, oh, human, and then she opens her mouth like, ah, like a fucking dog almost. But that's what Addis wanted, and sinks her teeth into it, kind of swishes the apple around in her mouth a couple of times, and she like wiggles in your arms a couple of times, Dia. That's really good. I can't wait for others.
Here, I'll set you down so you can wiggle at your own pace and run around if you want.
Yeah, no, he fully stands up and just kind of like shimmies in place, chowing down on the apple. You see it, they get to the core and they just chow through it and go, that part wasn't great, but I'm sure the rest is fine.
That's the part you normally don't eat. It doesn't do anything bad, right? She turns to Red Path.
There's poison in the seeds.
Though, at such a low quantity, it's usually pretty fine, but try not to eat the core or the seeds in the future.
Is that a real apple fact, Maze?
that joke?
Slash lamp.
Yes, it's real.
No, yeah, that's real. There's cyanide in those.
That's
It
why
all
apple seeds
comes
kind
full
of,
circle.
That's why apple seeds kind of taste like almonds.
Addis looks down at the apple and then they like look back up. Am I about to kill this body? I'm really sorry. I didn't know.
That would actually be one of the funniest ways this could possibly end. But no, we should try and get a little more mileage out of this one first, I think.
He chows down the rest of the apple, leaves the rest of the core alone, and then is like, I don't, here, and hands it to Astrophil. He's like, very well. Just takes it.
As you wish, just stands there holding an apple core.
Oh, do you mind if I go touch grass, like touch a tree, and just like jump in water?
Yeah, make sure you go out the front and not through the caves full of killer birds.
Don't leave her unsupervised. Go with her.
Yeah, I remember those. I saw those. And this is the first time that like she's actually had to like step and like instantly drops down to one knee. Okay, this is gonna take some getting used to.
We'll go together. We'll go together, and if it proves too much, I can still carry you. And she turns around briefly to Astrophil. Fine work, sir. Thank you.
He shrugs. I merely did what I was given.
Oh, stop.
He shrugs. Oh,
It was literally a commission.
Like the best part was probably like chicken scratches, and it was just like sleek race stripes, like race car stripes and things like that, and just like
Gold
and
race
Astrophil's
car
like
stripes in my hair.
and Astrophil's like, okay, maybe not that.
I've cleared my queue. I can open my comms on Twitter again.
Look, I get it was no big deal for you, but come on, you've changed your life forever. Gotta upsell it a little bit.
Astrophil smiles. It is nice to help people be who they want to be. I know the feeling too well.
Yeah, exactly. So act like this is a big deal.
You, this is the mental image I got. So we're gonna do it. Astrophel like looks at you plainly, lifts his hand. You see like this weird little like vein ripcord. He pulls it and like confetti of like bones and like viscera shoot out, and he's like, "Hooray!"
Ooh, confetti.
And I think that might be where we leave off.
Yeah,
And we'll
flesh
find out-
confetti.
We'll find out what happens next time.
Please, Lamp, it's confleshy.
Oh, I don't like that word.
Yeah, if anybody's looking for a new screen name, you can do
Not
worse.
Oh boy. Yeah, no, like, so the DCs were pretty dang high, but like, yeah, no, that all shook out. Congratulations. You now have Addis, who I will warn you has probably the health and strength of a chicken.
Yeah, no,
So-
I mean, I'm just assuming that Addis is now a level 1 commoner.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, Addis isn't going to be invited on
That is-
adventures.
Yeah, no, I can't stress
Addis
enough.
should
Like,
be playing with a ball.
yeah, so to put it like again, one of the deals that Astrophel made is he was like, I will do this, but because we don't know what's going to happen when Addis gets here, I'm going to give them a very weak body because I don't want them to be a danger. And so like Addis is 10s across the board. There is nothing remarkable about this body. But
But it is
Level
one, which is
commoner.
remarkable.
Let's go.
And that's amazing. Addis is like, holy crap, I can walk 30 feet and around? That's crazy. Like,
That's crazy!
and
My
honestly,
crawl speed, my climb speed, my swim speed? What?
No,
Yeah,
you
no.
don't have a swim speed yet.
like,
You
You're
gotta
gonna
learn that
sink.
actually.
I want to jump in a pond.
oh, actually, you know what? This brings up a good point. Chat pointed out, they're like, wait, if Addis is 10s across the board, doesn't that mean that they're smarter? Yeah, technically.
Wow.
It's the reason that she's been having like she doesn't have to stop when he's talking and all that jazz. Like it's full sentences all the time.
Good for her. Good for her.
Hooray.
From now on, we'll be spelling everything in sentences.
Finally. Ah, well, that was a good time. What will happen next time on Ebon Ward?
Oh, you know what?
We'll
Let
never
me-
know.
Let me get some not so
Yeah.
bummer / positive music rolling.
Yeah, you do that and I'll start chilling. Hey, we have a Patreon. You should consider supporting us there if you haven't already. It is, it's pretty grand. The money that you give us there allows us to pay artists to make neat things and keep making the content that you know and love. Just a couple bucks goes a long way. Also,
Yeah.
we have a Discord. Just consider joining that if you haven't already. It's our community hub. It's where the weekly schedule gets posted. It's where people submit fan art. Speaking of, do we have some?
We do, and we have an Imgur courtesy of Bunny Made Bread. Thank you so much. This helps us a lot.
And it's working, which we love. We love
Hell
it when the
yeah.
Imgur works. Ebon Ward, episode 164, there's nothing inherently wrong with 7-year-old coffee. I think that coffee was pretty
In the universe, it is less than a year old. It's fine.
Oh, D&D timeline.
So,
It's been 7 years in real life, but less than a year in game time.
only the coffee beans age in real time. So at the top of the pot from Zealy.
Maria, wake up. You fucked up big time. Margie!
Kind of looking like Yoda from that Worthy Kids Star Wars animation.
Skinny
Liar.
little bunny.
Thank you so much. Then from someone unclear. My
It's
DM
true.
laid out the 44 rules for D&D. Have fun.
Have
I don't
fun.
give a fuck if it's unfair.
I'm gonna scroll
I
back
love.
up.
I don't give a fuck if it's unfair. You get 1 minute
to have fun.
Actually, Bunny Made
Holy
Bread actually
shit.
made that one. Yeah, no, I saw these earlier.
Yeah, no, fantastic. Thank you so much. Then from Baffled
No, I
Door.
don't want these ones. I didn't want these ones.
Art cannot be silent.
Sweet, an airplane.
Baffledore, Goblin Pink, not sure which one. They've combined.
That's
one's
Goblin
probably
Pink.
Goblin
That's gotta be Goblin
The
Pink.
next
Yeah.
one is Baffledore.
There we go.
I was in the 4th grade when I saw 9/11.
Thank you, Baffledore.
That's how I was like. When was 3rd grade? Well, in 4th grade, this happened.
Love the implication that you're looking out the window and it's happening right in front of you.
It's like, well, I'll be damned.
Not to extend the conversation, but
But you will.
yeah, I saw it on TV. Like they had it on in all the classes.
I mean, yeah, no,
Televised it.
they definitely would, but because it looks like you're looking through a window, I'm just imagining oh yeah, I was on a trip to, I was just across the street.
Right.
Thank you,
From
Baffledore.
Fink.
And from Fink, little kitty cat, little appreciation for the special boy.
Yeah.
Hey. Thank you,
The
Fink.
last caddis.
The last caddis.
And then from Baffledore,
I don't care that it seems like a waste. Get the cock exploding juice and find that walking corpse.
Jesus Christ.
I got a bad
Interestingly
feeling.
shaped vial they keep the cock exploding juice in.
I feel like there's room for improvement. Thank you, Baffledore. And then from Fink,
Aw,
Carry over acid.
carry the baby.
yeah, it'll carry. Thank you, Fink. And then from
Be
Honor
safe.
Spell,
On your left, we see the acid.
Such great environmental storytelling. I love the bathrobe. That's
Yeah.
very good. Thank you so much. Then from Honor Spell,
Guys, I have coffee. Don't look at the mold.
Episode 1 coffee!
hooray!
I can't even act like I haven't done that too. It's like, oh yeah, I have fake coins from my inventory.
I love the shape of Maria.
From Zealy, our house in the middle of our house. Your dad was a house.
I love that you look like a snake. It's got dark.
It looks very The Count.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And from Zealy, stand for the flag.
Splort.
No.
Oh,
Thank
amazing.
you so much. And then from Fink,
I could never crack an egg.
Oh no, this is
I
so
can't
sad.
even try. I'll make Redpath disappointed.
will be travesty. Thank you, Fink. Then from Honor Spell,
Can you cook?
I can make a mean dog. Watch.
Blackthorn, why? How is this cooking?
don't let him cook.
Let him cook.
Do not let him cook. Thank you, Honor
Do
Spell.
not.
Then from Fink, Shrunk.
Shrunk.
Very nice.
Fancy.
And then from Goblin Pink,
I have much to atone for.
don't turn your fingernails into forks! Stop that!
You're just mad because you can't.
I think they might be
Can I get those
sporks.
yassified edits? Can I get those yassified
God,
edits of
yassified.
Astrophel, please?
Goblin Pink. Then from Fink, my man!
My man!
Thank you so much. Then from Skift,
My DIY top surgery went really well.
That's great. Thanks for helping with my bottom surgery. I
I
can't
believe we're
Nepo
both Nepo babies and trans.
I'm a communist.
Bye-bye!
thank you, Skift.
Thank you so much, Skip.
From Psycho
I'm-
Gaze.
I want pie and to kill Dad.
No!
No.
No!
Love how Maria's drawn here. She looks like a Christmas ornament.
She does. Thank you, Psycho Gaze. And then from Kuriyuki,
I don't even want to look. I think Rube was cooking with that idea.
yeah, no,
though.
it would have been a smart call,
That's
yeah.
right. We were gonna eat soon, and I thought,
They
how
could sniff through the door.
they sniff through the door?
Thank you so much. Then from Fink, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And then from Honor Spell,
trauma sinking in.
Ba, ba, da, 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 ba, da. Thank you so much.
Oh wait, I might have the right music for this actually. Hang on.
Egg is so bad, though.
Egg. It's dog shit.
We've given a lot more lip service to eggs than I think most D&D campaigns do.
Yeah.
Just need to find a use for poisoned
Yeah.
egg spell.
That's all we're missing. And then from Zeely.
We're above that, actually. But maybe you just don't have the palate for it. Here, let me try.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And then from
Oh.
Fink.
Aww.
Oh.
I don't want to melt, but I don't want you to explode.
And it all went fine.
Everyone fine.
worked out.
Then from Zeely, Blobtis. The
It's
shortest-lived Addis variant. Thank you so much. Then from Fink.
Yeah.
Yeah!
Yes! Very nice. And then from Zeely.
Where am I?
Hooray! You've been
Humongous
born!
baby, just born.
Just born.
And then from Fink,
Was
baby.
born At age 1,000, I was born.
Thank you, Fink. Then from Zeely, it's their birthday!
Baby.
Yeah! Let's fucking
Aw.
go. Thank you so much.
Very, very cute. Lovely.
That was from Zeely.
I'm not owned. I'm not owned. I continue to insist as I slowly shrink and transform into a corn cob.
Thank you so much. Then from Honor Spell.
Fuck you! You are supposed to be a sippy cup of power.
Thank you, Honor Spell. Then from Hectica.
The meanest teen in Goliath.
Very nice. Yeah, she's
Thank you so
she's
much.
rude. She's a bitch.
She's awful.
Thank you so much. Then also from Hectica.
Ah, the nicest tour guide in
He looks,
Goliath.
he looks like the Vault Boy.
Oh yeah, a little
A
bit.
little bit.
You look like you're about to tell me how to stay safe on this flight.
Emergency exit somewhere.
On your left is
Put on
emergency.
your own mask before put on others.
On the left is acid pit.
And then from Zeely.
Creatura.
God. Very nice. And then from Honor Spell.
Silly string bean, dumb as a rock, but will help precious twink. NB goals, hold for cake.
It's about the size of it, yeah. Thank you, Honor
Yeah.
Spell. And then from Honor Spell.
Touching grass. I thought of it as I said it. I was like, I know that's like a phrase, but like
Yeah,
for an entity that's never felt that, like obviously they'd be curious, like what the fuck is this?
And there's a couple more in the bin. Let me pull those up real quick.
I think they just got added. So if you refresh.
Well, I'm already grabbing them, so it's
Okay.
it's simply too late. You know, it's dubious which way is faster anyway. Hooray! An artwork. These are both from Fink.
Look at that.
They're cats and they're together. Yay!
Hooray!
And also remember, never forget.
Oh, that's right. You got it.
Never forget.
I did space that a little bit. You did buy an amethyst ring for
Yeah.
Addis a long time ago, and yeah, so you can give that to her.
Wow. Very
Yay.
nice. Fun session, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for
need a
running
new
this one.
I need a
Yeah.
new subplot. It feels so empty now already.
No more subplots. You have enough.
No.
Let's start the Nash subplot now.
Think we're gonna
Oh, hell
swing
yeah.
by Norville. Again, like I always like if Nash wants to swing by the Knoll Village and just be like, "Hey, guess what? Me greatest Knoll ever. Check it out," and just list all of his great accomplishments and then leaves. Like I think that'd be pretty good. Oh
You
yeah,
guys
sword
dog
and
shit?
talks.
Have sword, it'll love me. Also, can make house.
Can you make out?
Watch this, idiots. Constructs a chair.
Didn't even try that hard.
I
Also,
took 10 on that one.
ever play pool? Trick question. I know you haven't. Me king? Me king.
And all of them just sit there staring, not responding.
And they're like,
One of them is doing the dog thing of licking his butt.
Anyway, trying to end the stream. I derailed that myself. Thanks everybody for playing. Chad, thank you all for being here, supporting the show however you do it, be it by giving us money, giving us fan art, or just being here at all. Your support, however you show it, means the absolute world to us. Thank you all for being here this time, and thank you for being here next time. Say goodbye to Chad, everybody.
Goodbye.
Toodles.